600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com. If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dover Downs International Speedway. I guess now Dover International Speedway. Tonight, the Tour Modifieds taking on the 1.02 mile oval for the Monster 150 presented by Snydersville Raceway. My name is Chris Graham. It is a pleasure to have you joining us. And also in the commentary booth tonight, Mr. Bert Wojcik. I swear I'll get your name right at some point tonight, Bert. We're starting the show off right, bud. How you feeling, brother?
Attaboy. Not bad, buddy. How you doing tonight? Great to be down here in Delaware.
I know. We're kind of close to home for this one, which is pretty cool. Looks like we're going to have right in the ballpark of 20-some cars taking to the high banks here. Qualifications just getting underway. They're going to qualify, run heat races. No consolations is what I understand. I'm sure Alex will correct me in the chat here if I'm wrong, but no consolations, 150 laps for the Tour Modifieds, $75 to win going out the door. Once again, paying out some pretty decent cash here for iRacing.
Absolutely. It's great to see you here on this Snydersville Wednesday night. Nice going out there, doing something a little bit different here, having the modifieds here, the pancake modifieds here at the high banks at Dover here. Should be very interesting to see how these things get around a mile here. This is kind of a big track for the modifieds here, if I'm right. Normally we have the smaller, tighter bull rigs, so you can get out to some of the up in New Hampshire. I know they run the mile up there, but for these Tour modifieds, this is kind of a big track to go out there and let them stretch their legs out.
Yeah, the draft comes into play phenomenally at New Hampshire. It is going to be even more intense here tonight. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Chris Hodge with Hot Fizzle Designs going to be was your quick timer. Now Alex Kolnick's going to jump to the top of the charts. 25:67 the time for Alex Kolnick. Alex Greenswig, the event host, running the third quick time so far. Let's see if we can find Andrew Acera. He's wadded up in the Whataburger. Running tonight with a flight stick. No wheel, no controller. He's flying an airplane on the concrete high banks of Dover International Speedway.
Yeah. I've seen stranger, Chris.
Whatever works. We had a guy who was running iRaces with a Guitar Hero controller.
That's impressive. That's very impressive.
But yeah, so we'll see. Andrew here currently 16th quick of the 17 cars that have taken time. Adam Buchel on the racetrack still. Also Jasper Zigafus on the racetrack. You'll see him as Tim Manieri. A lot of names you might not be familiar with here totally, but there's Alex Kolinix, your pole sitter in the number 22. Used to see that 22 with the flames on it when we're on the dirt here, but get him on asphalt, and he's going to run that kind of black and yellow with some red on the paint job.
Yeah, it's a pretty slick design here for Alex Kolinix here, and you know, last week when we had the big blocks on where the hell were we last week? Damn it, I forget Chris already. Where were we?
Oh, God. We are starting off so well. Where did we run last week?
I don't know, but wherever we ran the big blocks last week, it was really interesting to see how you get the modifieds as Southern National. That's it, Southern National. Yes. We ran the big blocks last week down there in iRacing. It was a lot of fun to watch here. This is a totally different animal here. These modifieds are meant for the asphalt or concrete here like Dover is. It should be very interesting to see how some of these guys here, maybe we might see more of the guys that don't run like Hockley. You know, he's a big asphalt guy there. You know, he has a lot of experience in the Xfinity series and the cup cars around a place like Dover and that. So maybe he might thrive here tonight compared to some of these dirt guys that we have out here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the one of the big things to watch is how do the dirt guys adapt to pavement and which of the pavement regulars are going to kind of check in here. So let's take a look at the comments here real quick. Remember, during our live broadcast, you can comment with stars to show your support of our hard work or even tell us to take some broadcasting classes. We'll post your comments on screen, give you a shout out as well. So thank you very much. See Logan Dontonville checking in, correcting us here on where we were last week. Yes, we were at Southern National, so thank you very much, Logan. We appreciate that. Also want to remind everybody, you can, okay, well, I guess that graphic's not going to work tonight. Good Lord.
We are batting 1,000 here, aren't we, bud?
Okay, well, we've upgraded our broadcast software again, and stuff is a little different from what we're used to. I'll say it that way. Let's get you the results here from qualifications. Alex Kolinix, your quick timer, 25.674 seconds. Christopher Hockley, 1/10 of a second back. 1.123 seconds back is Alex Greenswig. Harold Klump, Dean Klein, your top 5. Dallin Carter, Christian Peterson, Matt Swanson, Mike Wambold, Cody Quagliato, your top 10. Let's get a couple more comments here. Ryan Heckman, still the one-arm wonder. It says it's his first asphalt race, so that's a good one. And Dylan Fireball, don't look too hard at my roof, everyone. Let's see. We'll find him here. He'll be in the next heat race, so we'll be sure to call him out for his paint job silliness here. But let's get you the starting grid for heat race number 1 as they're getting ready to roll out onto the racetrack. Looks like we have 14 cars scheduled, and we have 7 that are on the grid right now. So, Bert, go ahead and take it away.
All right, Sir Brian Cameron out of Carolina. He'll be on the pole for this one. Ryan Heckman, the one-arm wonder, he'll be starting second. Kyle Creer will be starting in the 20 car. He'll be starting third. And Scott Antrim in the 19 will be rolling off fourth. Andrew Asira in the 15 will be rolling off fifth. Brad Saucer in the 21 will be rolling off sixth. Adam Buchel in the 10 will be rolling off seventh. Kyle Sisko in the 7, he'll be rolling off 8th. Brandon Kiger in the 85 will be rolling off in 9th. Rain Monterey in the 25 out of Canada, he'll be rolling off in that 10th spot. Roll number 6 has Chris Helfrich in the 74, and in the 12th spot will be Ray Fartus in the 26.
Off of turn number 4, pace truck is in. Green flags in the air. We're underway. Heat race number 1 here in Dover. And good jump for Brian Kramer. He's going to be the early race leader. Move to the inside. Oh, Scott Andrew thought about it. He backs it off just a little bit. Everybody's single file here. They're not going to stay single file for long because the draft is just too good. In fact, here comes Andrew Acera to the inside. He's going to make the first pass. Oh, and then he goes around. Gets tagged. Trouble on the racetrack for Andrew Acera, and no caution flags going to be in this one here. We'll show the replay here in just a moment once everybody gets clear of Andrew.
Hang on a second, Chris. Battle for second going on now. I believe caution will be coming out.
Caution flag number 1 for Andrew Acera. He had to jump to the pits, so let's grab the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. Just the tiniest touch onto the apron was enough to send him around.
Exactly, Chris. It was just enough for him to get down. You touch that apron, it's like glass. You know, you get out of that groove there. There's nothing down there to keep you around here. And these high banks of Dover will rip you around here. But Creel and Heckman, they were about ready to set up for a heck of a battle there for that second spot there before that caution came out down the back straightaway. So the track's starting to come in.
Yeah, this is going to get fun by the end of this, especially once you get a full field of 19 cars. They are really going to spread out. It's just kind of nature of the beast. But this place has been called an overgrown Bristol. It's a self-cleaning racetrack. You're going to hit the inside no matter where you wreck. I don't care if you're up against the outside wall. You're going to finish against the inside. This place is very, very fast, almost too quick for the modifieds. In fact, when we were researching, the mods have never run here. Oh, we're making contact under yellow.
Oh.
Curly trying to warm up his tires.
Whoops. It's like Scott Antrim and Adam Buchel there. But yeah, you're right, Chris. You know, this almost could be like a Daytona scenario for these guys. You talk about the draft, you know, normally on short tracks like this or a place like Dover, you don't talk about drafting too much. Only a little bit during, you know, if you get closed up as, oh, it just looks like, oh, okay, I don't even know what happened there. That's just not thinking, I guess.
A little too aggressive on the tire warning.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, it's definitely a track that is not meant for the modifieds. But, hey, you know what? This is iRacing. Let's go for it, man.
Yeah, we are kind of the home of the oddballs here on the National Racing Network. Coming up Wednesday night will be Skippy Cross. Skip Arbor Formula Cars at Hell Rallycross up in Norway. So pack your winter weather gear here, as we're still playing bumper cars under yellow. Pack the winter weather gear because we're going to hell, and we're taking the Skippies with us.
Now, what kind of weather gear do you pack for Hell Norway? Do you pack warm clothes or do you pack shorts?
The pictures I've seen, you pack about as cold as you can possibly get, and then look for something warmer.
So what you're saying is hell is frozen over.
Yes, it is. So Field's making their way off of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Lights are out on the iRacing safety truck passing the Dover Downs Casino. That's going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. On the inside is the harness racing venue, which they basically have to evacuate all the horses out when the race cars come to town.
Yep. Yeah, this is a fully functioning facility here when NASCAR is not around here. So a lot of great events go on down here. I just said harness racing, and over at Dover Downs Casino where you can lose a lot of money, which I think, Chris, I sold your credit card earlier. You might have some problems coming up here in a few weeks here. Anyway, green flag is back out. Kramer back out to the lead here. Boy, I tell you what, Chris, 2 starts in a row here. Kramer has just had the car to beat on these restarts. Fantastic restarts here. Starting to single file their way out now into 1 and 2 as they come down the back straight underneath the twin bridges now. Kramer out to a nice lead here, but Heckman not letting him get away just yet. We'll see if Antrim can close back in on Heckman. Remember, they were having that nice little battle here for that second spot. It looks like Heckman is right in the back bumper of Kramer as they come underneath the flag.
Yep, they're down to 4 laps to go, and Heckman easily in the draft to Kramer. He's going to be all over his back bumper off the corner. A little bit of a wiggle out of Kramer. That's all the opening that Heckman's going to need. Battle for the lead ranges into 3.
Heckman on the bottom. He's going to get around Kramer. Kramer will slide back in, try to get the draft, try and take it there. He dumped him. Oh, he dumped him down off the floor.
Caution flag is out. Oh, buddy.
Now, if we can get in the replay, Chris, I'd like to see, was it contact or did he take the air off his spoiler?
Here, we'll get you the one you want to see. We'll say it that way. Here's your Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay out of the gearbox of Ryan Heckman. You heard the contact. Flat dumped them. So we'll go back to live racing here, and Heckman was able to get it turned back around. He is on the racetrack. It'll be interesting to see if Kramer is going to get a penalty for contact, dumpage, whatever.
I
only
almost
one
wonder
heat
if that's
we're seeing here. Also,
some retaliation, because in turns coming off of 2 there, the first time it looked like Heckman took the rear or the air off the rear spoiler of Kramer. So we'll see what happens there. So it might have been a little bit of retaliation because he thought he might have got bumped.
Yeah, you could say so. I mean, Kramer is now at the back of the pack behind Ryan Heckman. So Kramer did get the EOL penalty. Andrew Acera was the lucky dog, so he'll tag in at the back. And that's going to put Scott Antrim to be your race leader. He's also been involved with some contact. And Adam Buchel going to restart to his outside.
Wow, this has been absolute madness here so far, Chris, and it's only the first heat race.
Yeah, it's looking at the race control Discord, they're saying only 1 heat, so there is the possibility that we could be going into the warm-up session. We'll get our commercial break out of the way, and then it's latte time. 150 laps here at the Monster Mile for the Monster 150, presented by Snydersville Raceway.
I do like this format here that Alex and everyone here at the Wednesday Night Series has put together. It has been, or Wide Open Wednesday, that is put together here. You know, we get in, we get out, we have a lot of fun here while doing it here. This has been some pretty exciting racing here. And I guess you want to call it a consolation for the drivers that qualified in the bottom half of the field, I would imagine.
Yeah, this is, they locked in a certain number from qualifications, and then everybody else was going to have to go run heat races. However, with only 19 cars in the show, if you lock in the top 8, you've only got, 10 or 12 cars that would have to run the console or the heat races. So basically, yeah, it's a short field tonight for a good paying race. I'll say it that way. But the money has been good every week in the Snydersville Series. In fact, we ran one of these, I'll say about a year ago, that required 2 qualifying servers. We had over 110 cars entered. So 2 qualifying servers to knock it down to 60. And then we ran a full 150 laps at Phoenix. That show was a ton of fun.
Well, might have to try it at Phoenix next time here, because I think maybe some people were a little bit worried about how Dover would race, but I tell you what, so far here we've had a lot of action here. It's first race of the night here for Wide Open Wednesday for Snydersville Raceway here on the National Racing Network. Looks like the lights are out on top of the iRacing Silverado as they go back down to Casino underneath the Allied Bridge, and I believe we are going back racing this time, Chris.
Yes, sir. One of the coolest seats in motorsports. That Ally Bridge over turns 3 and 4. Very, very few people get to experience that. One of the neatest places you'll get to watch any car turn laps at Dover, but especially when the Cup cars are out there. Field's off at turn number 4. Green flag going to go back in the air. They're really beating and banging on each other now. Down to 2 to go. Bouchel grabs the early lead. They're going to stay side by side. Brett Saucer and Scott Antrim on that first 2 by 2. Kyle Curley, Brian Kramer in row 2.
You know, we were wondering, Chris, if we were going to see that top line come in, but the top line's there, as it looked like, I think Kramer almost rode the wall going in turn 3 and 4 now. Battle for second now, or battle, as Bouchel is going to come off. He will win here this first race of the night here. Antrim will get second over Saucer. We got crashing back behind the field.
Oh. Well, there you go. That's our one and only heat race. Let's get you the results here for the heat. Adam Bouchel getting the win by 0.6 of a second over Scott Antrim, Brad Saucier, Kyle Curley, Brian Kramer, Ryan Heckman, and Andrew Acera. The 7 cars that ran in that one. Now, they're doing the warm-up session, which is our cue to take a commercial break. So we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. You are watching the Monster 150, part of the Wide Open Wednesday series from Snydersville Raceway, only on the National Racing Network. Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic, presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
All right, everybody, welcome back here to Dover International Speedway in Delaware. That event coming up 4th of July weekend, July 3rd specifically, we are really looking forward to the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic, benefiting a variety of charities across eastern Pennsylvania. We will be live streaming that event and throughout the day doing a fundraiser for the Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. We gave away a pretty good sum of money to Riley during the Chili Bowl weekend festivities, and looking forward to keeping some of that cash here for the Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital as well. So welcome back. You're watching the Monster 150 presented by Snydersville Raceway. My name is Chris Graham alongside Bert Wojcik here in the booth. Bert, we got a little taste of what was to come here, and now it's time to go 150 laps around the Dover International Speedway.
Yeah, it should be interesting here, Chris. I'm kind of excited to see what kind of strategies we're going to have here with these guys. You got to kind of take care of your tires here. I know 150 laps. If you really think about it, it's not a lot of laps on Dover because, you probably could go in a Cup car. What would you think? Probably about 100 laps on a run. I would think maybe on a full run, maybe somewhere between 80 to 100 laps on a run in a Cup car. So really, I'm not sure what we're doing pit strategy-wise here with the modifieds here. But if it's anything like what we saw here in the first heat race there, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this all works out, how this plays out, because if they keep wrecking like they did in that first race here, you're going to save a lot of fuel here. So you may be able to run that harder than what you had to during the heat race.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the interesting things. And actually, we do have an in-race reporter tonight. Let's bring him up here and get him moved in so he can talk to us here. Mr. Dylan Freibel of Dylan Freibel
Hello.
Photos. What's going on, brother?
Oh, it's just another night in paradise. Wait, hold on. This is my race tonight. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Yeah, it's already lots
Yep.
of time. We got to look at you here
Yep.
on pit road. Do me a favor. Get
Please
the car
don't.
out onto the racetrack here so we can get the fans a good look at that DFP paint scheme.
This thing is ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway,
Where's the
it
self-confidence
sounds
here,
like
folks?
pit stops are going to be required here tonight based on fuel mileage, and I would think tires too. Good look at that car there. Yeah, he's got his name upside down on top.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
This is what happens when you start painting at 6:30.
Well done.
Yeah, or he
are
just
you
played the
planning a
beers.
strategy or something here?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to take an EOL and start in the back and try to pick them off one at a time. Some people are going to get turned because people are driving like idiots, so I just want to avoid it and finish the race and hopefully take my own money.
Yes, Dylan putting up $25 of the prize money tonight. So that's
And
why
$5
he's
to the
gonna
last
get
place
logo
car.
on the screen.
Yep, $5 to the last place car. Hopefully that's not me.
Yes, yeah. Whoever finishes in last here tonight, which I think Andrew Wasera may be taking your money. But we'll
So
see
I
here
have a
soon.
little insight. I have a little insight on his flight stick. He has a slider that is in reverse for the throttle, and he has to push down on it to brake.
That's beautiful.
Oh, my
That
God.
could not be any better. So here, Dylan, we'll let you get into the race car here. Good luck tonight, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Field gridding up here. Let's get you the starting lineup. We should have, I believe, 19 cars are going to make up the starting lineup here tonight. Talon Carter and Dean Klein out of Pennsylvania will be on row number 1. Harold Klump and Alex Greenswig in row 2, also out of Pennsylvania. Chris Hockley, who I'm fairly certain is sitting in central Pennsylvania right now, is on Team United States with Alex Kolonix out of New York in row number 3. Christian Pedersen out of New England and Matt Swanson from the New England area in row number 4. Row 5, I'll have Mike Wambold from Pennsylvania and Cody Quagliato out of Pennsylvania. Dylan Freibel from New York and Jasper Zigafus. That's Tim Manieri, the name that you see on screen. That's actually Jasper Zigafus that is running that car tonight. They will be starting in row number 6. Row 7, Adam Buchel from New Jersey and Scott Antrim out of Pennsylvania. These cars transferring out of the heat race. Brad Saucer from New England and Kyle Curley from Pennsylvania in row number 8. Row 9, Brian Kramer and Ryan Heckman. And all alone in row number 10 will be Andrew Acera. Several cars will be a did not start tonight. So getting ready to go for 150 laps here, Bert. What are we looking for?
Well, I think, Chris, what you're going to look for is see where the cautions fall and when that top line comes in. As ladies and gentlemen, off of turn number 4. Oh, you know what time it is, folks. It's latte time here at Dover International Speedway. Green flag is out on the Monster 150. Into turn 1 and 2, Talon, Carter, and Klein will go side by side into turns 1 and 2. Carter will pull the early advantage here. We got two side by side there. That's Klump and Greenwig down the back straightaway here. 3 wide, nearly back in the field there. Let's go back into 3.
Carter still holding on to the early lead. The side-by-side battle is going to be between Harold Klump, Alex Kolonix, and Alex Greenswig as they make their way down the front straightaway. Trouble for Brad Saucer. He's up into the outside retaining wall, falls to the back of the field into the 19th position. We'll stay right here with that battle that's side-by-side.
Keep an eye on that battle side by side. We come back down the back straightaway here. That's number 3 is Swanson and Greenswig. Now Swanson on the bottom trying to get around Greenswig. He will do so, and it'll put Swanson up into that. Or excuse me, that's Chris Hockley, I believe. That's Chris Hockley.
That's Chris Hockley in the 3. The Hocknizzle Designs entry. Looking good off the bottom side. In fact, he's going on the attack on Alex Greenswig into turns 3 and 4. Already lap number 3. Greenswig decided discretion the better part of valor. He's going to let Hockley go. Also, Swanson going to come with him. Harold Klump going to be next in the sights for Hockley. Oh, contact just ahead of him. Klump's involved. Several cars going around. Caution flag number 1 going to fly here at Dover. There's Harold Klump in the 76, also the 23 of Dean Klein. The engine wasn't quite smoking like that when he initially made contact. The second hit to the inside wall finished him off. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racer instant replay. Yeah, Klein got turned early. How did nobody else? Oh, there. Full ARCA brakes in effect. Let's get you the onboard here from Brian Kramer. You see the smoke already.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And that camshaft met the firewall.
Yes. That was one that actually may have been a result of the update that iRacing did yesterday. One of the major changes that was made was to particle, smoke, and spark physics and how they're portrayed, both for the broadcast and the drivers. It is now a much more realistic looking smoke, sparks, damage, and everything else. However, you cannot see a thing when there's smoke in front of you, much like it's in the real world. You used to be able to kind of gauge where it was. You get a wreck like that in front of you here now in iRacing, you can't see a thing. Hold the throttle down, aim for where you think they are and pray.
That's the best method you can come up with right now for that. But hey, you're right, Chris. I mean, it's all about this, trying to make it more realistic here in this simulation of iRacing. As you look at Talon Carter, he's up right on the bumper of the Silverado iRacing pace truck here as we go into turn 3 and 4. Lights are still on it, so I'm most curious here if he's trying to gauge that for the restart here when they go back to greens. That way there, when that pace truck pulls in, he's going to go hammer down here. But I do believe we have a restart zone here. So if he goes too early, if I'm right, Chris, that'd be a penalty, correct? Or do we not have that
Yeah,
here?
sort of. You can get, it is possible to jump the start even as the race leader. You basically can't pass the pace truck until it gets on the pit lane. So if you go the moment the pace truck moves, you're probably going to get the black flag. However, the leader has the prerogative to restart the race anywhere from the pace truck leaving the racing surface all the way until the sim calls green, which here at Dover is a pretty long window.
Yeah, it is a long window there, Chris, because where that commitment cone is, where the pace truck dives off, it is a good bit till you hit the start of the pit lane here down at Dover. So definitely going to be discretion here. Hopefully the officials have their eye on that here. As Talon Carter, Alec Kalanick, and Chris Hockley, your top three there. With the way iRacing is, they have on the time and scoring sheet here, we have Hockley in the 27, which is a great tribute to Greg Hodnett there, Hawk. But he's running a 3-car, which is actually an ARCA design that he built last year for somebody. And him and I were talking a little bit about it here a few minutes ago. Is that for Big Willie Mullins, the paint scheme ARCA driver he had there. So this is one of the only times he got to run it. It shows how much he runs these Tour Modifieds.
Yeah, Chris is very big in the NASCAR side. He runs with the Ohio Sim Racing League and very competitive in a very competitive league. Chris is really, really good. Actually, a B license guy with a 1258 I rating. Top driver in the race, it looks like, is Christian Pedersen. He's an A license, 4.84, and a 6374 I rating. So that tells you that, you know, Christian's out here kind of beating up on anybody that he wants to. And he's still running back in the 10th position there in the number, well, he's the 13, but it's the 23 on the outside of the racetrack there. So everything from rookies, that's what Talon Carter's license stripe is. It's a red rookie stripe on the back of that number 1, all the way up to guys who are very close to professional licenses. Adam Bouchel is an A 4.99. You don't get any higher than that. Fields
basically what
doubled
that's
up.
saying, folks, is they're good.
Yeah, that's there's a whole lot of talent in this field out here tonight. Fields off at turn number 4 in the control of Talon Carter. He brings them down way slow. Green flag goes back in the air. They're going to be bunched up heading into 1.
We'll see what happens now. Alec Kalanick's going to try the bottom. He's going to go in front of Hockley now. Here comes Wembold on the high side now. We'll see if he gets, or excuse me, that's Swanson on the high side of Hockley. Down the back straightaway, side by side, 2 by 2. As we go into turn 3 and 4 here, Swanson, Hockley, great battle here for second. Now here comes Alice Kalanick for the lead.
Kalanick to the inside. Talon Carter slides just a little bit high. Chris Hockley's going to have the advantage position going into turn number 1, but the outside groove isn't going away just yet. Not quite quick enough to make the move. Everybody's starting to get down to the inside now as they work through turns 3 and 4.
It almost looks like a bunch of Indy cars, Chris, and down in Indianapolis where they kind of apex the back straightaway, kind of snake their way down now as Chris Hockley all over the back bumper of Alex Kalanick. We'll see what happens to go into turns 1 and 2 now. No change for the lead right now. Kalanick gets a little bit of a better run coming off the corner of turns 1 and 2. Battle right now. The only one that is running up on that high side right now is that one of Talon Carter. Boy, did he get shuffled back, Chris.
Yeah, he got absolutely freight trained. It's very similar to what you see in the draft at Daytona and Talladega. When you're out of line, you're out of luck. Now Carter dives right back to the inside. Anybody who gets shuffled up into that outside lane is going backwards in a hurry.
And remember, folks, we got still about 138 laps to go here yet at the Dover International Speedway here, as looks like we're going to keep on this battle between Swanson and Alex Greenwig. Right now, as we move down the front straightaway, here's Quilagio. He's going to try and make it a 3-car battle here for that 5th spot.
Quagliano look to the inside of Greenswig down the straightaway. Oh, big wig on Quagliano. He's going to lose a couple of spots, makes contact with the outside safer barrier. Falls back in line, shouldn't have too much damage on the outside of that car. Best battle on the racetrack is going to be here at the back. I mean, it's Dylan Freibel, Andrew Acera, Jasper Zigafus. Everybody just getting single filed out now. Oh, trouble again for Quagliano. He's up and around. Black smoke out of the engine is never a good sign. Everybody able to get clear. Quagliano takes the tow into pit lane.
Green here, and I think that damage, Chris, probably started back when he hit the wall, when he got out of the groove coming off the turn number 2 here. It looks like the drivers are kind of settling in now, single file. Is Hockley, as I just said that, Lock Dizzle going to try the high side, thinks better of it. Now here goes Wambold on the bottom. Hockley might have made a big mistake there. He's going to get freight train down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you're going to need a ton of help in the outside lane to try to make that move work. Now's the time to test it, though. You're only 15 laps into a very, very long race here at Dover. Make that effort now. See who you can get help. How many cars is it going to take to make the pass on the outside? Because right now, it looks like you're a sitting duck, which means one of two things. Everybody has to freight train the leader, or there's going to be a whole lot of Teddy Christopher rule coming into play tonight.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens here again. Still got just about 125 laps left to go here in this event. Here is now Swanson. Oh, hang on, buddy. Oh, good save by Swanson there. He got down on that black stuff there, and that can absolutely ruin your day there. But a heck of a save there for Swanson.
Was that Matt Swanson or Cody Swanson? He was dirt tracking that thing big time. So now off of turn number 2, still going to be Alex Kolinix, your race leader. Here's Wambold looking to the outside. Kolinix tried to throw the block just a little bit. That's really all you have to do. You don't have to block the entire lane, just enough to keep them from getting past you. That's what you're seeing Kolinix doing. And there's bump number 1. I referenced the Teddy Christopher. Bump number 1 says, I'm here. Bump number 2 says, get out of my way. Bump number 3 is a shot in the fence.
Well, we'll see if Teddy Christopher rule comes into effect here as we keep an eye on this. 20 laps down now here in this 150 lap main event here at the Dover International Speedway. The Monster 150 has, oh, Hockley gets into it a little bit with Peterson.
Peterson down to the inside. He's got the thick black smoke coming out of the car. Looks like we're going to stay green here. Let's get you the instant replay. Oh, Hockley got into the left rear. Look Peterson around. That's going to be the end of Peterson's efforts to win this thing. Unless he gets some caution.
I almost wonder if Peterson might have checked up there a little bit going into turns 1 and 2 there. Might have got out of the groove and tried to save it, and it just kind of, Hockley was just right there. But we'll have to see what happens here. There's a lot of damage on the front end of that on that car there at Peterson. So tough break for the number 23 here.
Oh, we got a big mess. Big mess on the racetrack. Here's the Hot Shoe Race War instant replay. Scott Andrew was involved in this one. 3 cars involved. And then more going to come plowing into it as well. Oh, Dylan Freibel. Huge on the ARCA brakes.
Damn it, Dylan Fireball.
Let's go in car here.
See how aggressive the banking is here, Chris, and how much strain it is on that right side there. Take a look here, and Dylan just couldn't see it with that new smoke effect you were talking about. That's it. That's a perfect example of what this new smoke effect is doing, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if we can get Dylan up here to talk to him. All right, Dylan, we've got you here in the broadcast booth. Were you full ARCA brakes on that, or was that just a matter of the new smoke effect means you can't see anything?
That was a matter of I had to throw the caution and looked down because I had it up, and just looked up, and next thing I know, there's 3 cars, and I'm ass packing one of them.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so to fill the viewers in here, our admins are driving tonight. So when they see something that requires a caution, you're sort of in this mode of you have to go from driving to adminning. So you're looking for a button box, you're looking for any one of a number of things to try to get the caution flag out. And it sounds like that's what Dylan was dealing with. So, well, tough break for you.
I mean, me and Sarah were just riding there, and I had it up because we had a car flipped in the middle of turn 1, and of course, like you said, we're racing in it, so I got it up with the button ready, and I hit it as I saw smoke, and boom.
Yeah, you were in a tough spot there. So, tough break, brother. We'll see what the rest of the race is going to hold for you, but good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's.
All right.
Yeah, let's get Dylan dragged out of the room here and pick up Alex Kolinix. And while we're under caution here, we'll run some comments. Liam Jackson checking in, saying, love the vids. Keep it up, y'all. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Alex Kolinix calling the win from the pole, saying, give me that $100.
Well, that's a recipe for disaster.
Well, the Babe calling his shot. Robert Kreiser saying hello. Ryan Cummings checking in. Wish I could be racing with you guys. I just had surgery done, so can't do iRacing for 3 days.
Oh,
This was a heart procedure that I'm pretty sure that Ryan had here. Ryan runs the American Heart Association Children's Hospital of Philadelphia big block modified scheme that we did up for him. So, Ryan, get well. Enjoy the show, brother. We're glad you're watching and hanging out with us tonight. Going to change a little bit here of what we're seeing in terms of the timing and scoring graphics. That way we can give you the best information possible. So far, 1 car has been to pit road and is inside, actually 2 cars inside the top 10. Brad Saucer in the number 21, stopped on lap number 23, and also Kyle Curley as well. So a couple of cars inside the top 10 that have made pit stops tonight. And Saucer's stop was 22.68 seconds. Everybody else over 40 seconds. That typically means you're in more of a damage repair mode here. Still have the lights on the iRacing safety truck as we cross lap number 26, so it'll be at least 1 more lap.
Kind of curious to see here, Chris. Are they going to hold off for a yellow here? Maybe we might see some guys try and go the distance here.
Yeah,
or maybe
I don't
around
think
that
you
halfway
can go the
mark.
distance. Not yet.
So maybe holding your stuff to maybe lap 75, see what you got there, and try and split this race into two halves here. Go to 75 and then go from there.
Yeah.
What happens when we get in the green flag pit stops?
That's chaos and carnage, frankly. Yeah, it's unless they're really cooking the right side tires off, I would imagine the halfway split is going to be the way to go. But that's going to be entirely based on yellows here. A couple of more comments coming in. Mike Wombold says, I suck. So.
Well, that's nice, Mike.
Chaz checking in. Chaz to Cox. Go Kyle Curley. Mike Wombold answering us a little bit here. These mods take a lot of time to fuel. That's why the long pit stops. That's the thing is if you're able to go the distance on tires, it makes sense to get the fuel stop out of the way as early as possible. It's less fuel you have to add to the car. Unless you're going to try to go way late into the race and then short field. But you're splitting it in half may not be the best option. And it'll be interesting to see who chooses to make those stops and when. I believe we're ready to go back to green flag racing here through turns 3 and 4.
I believe it says. Yes, it does. The iRacing Silverado will pull in here. Alice Kolonix and Womble will be your front row as you go back to green here at Dover.
Well, one car committing Kona side down to the inside. Looks like that was Adam Bouchel. He's all the way down on the apron in the number 10. He'll join the field at the back of the pack. Oh man, there's a little bit of a bump from Talon Carter on Matt Swanson, giving him the right side romance. Get out of my way. Carter trying to make that outside lane work. There's just not enough running speed up there. You can get outside. Oh, one car hard into the inside wall down the back straightaway. Trying to see who that was. Caution flag gonna fly again. Chris Hockley still on pit road. A couple of other cars having issues. Andrew Acera also crashing here. I believe that was after the yellow flag. Take a look here. Trouble for Chris Hockley. See what happened to the number 3. Wow. That's odd. Not often you see an incident like that. Harold Klump got a big piece of this as well. I mean, that was really odd for Hockley. He just continued turning left. Oh, Klump got into Hockley. Let's pick up the cockpit view here. This is what Harold Klump could see all. By the time you get there, it's just too late. Then, around on the front stretch, Alex Greenswig and Andrew Acera had an issue as well. Alex clipped the apron. That spun him around. I think Acera did the exact same thing.
Hockley just said that he had an issue with his VR.
Oh, when the VR goes, that just has to be sort of sickening. Oh, Sarah got on the brakes, got some help going around. That's a tough break for Chris Hockley. The VR going out is, quite frankly, pretty miserable and can even be like motion sickness inducing here. So now working lap 31, nobody coming down pit road. Actually, pit lane's still closed. You saw the red lights blinking there at the entry to pit lane. So we'll go at least one more lap before pit lane opens. Because once you get down to 2 laps to green, pit road does close. It prevents that last second kind of splash and dash. You need to pit with your group. Pit stops in iRacing are done in 2 groups. Cars that are on the lead lap get it the first time around. Then cars that are 1 or more laps down, including the lucky dog, get to pit the second time.
It's still new for these guys here, Chris, because, you know, as you say, we don't run this too often here with the pit, and normally we only run, 75 lap for features for the modifieds or what have you. So this is all new for these guys here with trying to bring in some strategy.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting for the modifieds because they don't ordinarily run the really long feature events like this. You can make pit stops in them, but the SK modifieds run anywhere from 50 to 65 lap features in the iRacing official series, and it's not much longer for the Tour modifieds. you're only getting into that kind of max 100 lap window. At a place like Dover, you're talking probably a 30 to 40 lap main event, even in the officials. So this is a big change for how you have to handle one of these tour lines.
Absolutely.
Potentially some trouble under yellow here for Dean Klein. See if we can see what happened here to the 23. Well, there's our buddy Dylan Freibel.
Uh-oh.
A little more. There's a love tap. Fields down the back straightaway and doubled up, so we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here.
Green flag back out. House calling and Wombold now going to give it another go here. It's a little bit of squirreliness going on down the back of the field, back in the 1 and 2 down cars all over the place now. It looks like that Bob Langquist is going to be the place to be as you go back down the back straightaway again here. Try and complete lap 35 here of this 150 lap event.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is settle in, log a bunch of laps. I mean, I don't know if you ever went to Dover for a 500 lap race, but those would often start to feel like a hostage crisis at times. 150 laps is not nearly that bad, but you still have to log the laps. As we've got a big move down to the inside. I believe that was Talon Carter trying to look inside of Matt Swanson. Not quite close enough. Side by side back in the pack as well. That's going to be Kyle Curley and Alex Greensway.
I have been down there for some of these races, Chris, and let me tell you, some of them can be bore fest down here at Dover. So 150 laps is the perfect fitting here for these guys here and trying to make something happen here as it looks like they're just settling in a little bit, trying to maybe just make this a 75-lap race once we get to lap 75 here. As we work lap 36 here, Alex Kolonix is your current leader over Wombo, Swanson, Carter, and Heckman. It looks like the top 5 is broken away.
Yep, top 5 have checked out on this group, which is going to be kind of 6 through 12. That is all cars that are on the lead lap. The next group back, led by Christian Pedersen, Cody Quagliato, Jasper Zigafus, these cars are all 1 or more laps down. Looking at time of the scoring, Pedersen's still 2 laps down, but he's in the position to get the lucky dog. Yeah, you can see these top 4 have absolutely started to check out. The other thing that's really going to come into play here, they can line up and run the draft like that and really separate themselves. The problem is they're going to overheat the motors and overheat them in a very, very big way. As we see caution flag once again on the speedway. Trouble for, looks like, Harold Plump. Got a little bit of help from the 19. Also, potentially seeing an issue for Dylan Freibel. Freibel clips the apron. Nice job of those cars not to get into Freibel. And Scott Antrim had an issue as well. He made the initial contact. Got it hard up into the, big hit into the inside wall.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that may be a slight case of karma coming home to roost here. First cars making their pit stops. Mike Wombold going to be the first in the 81. Also, Adam Buchel and Scott Antrim on pit road as well. But here's the first of your race leaders. Mike Wombold running in the second position. This will give you a pretty fair idea of how long the pit stop times are going to last here, because the drivers do have 2 fast repairs to use. So if you haven't used one yet, now's when you're going to want to make that. I would assume you're going to see 4 tires only because it takes forever to fuel one of these cars.
Yeah, it's probably a smart move, Chris, and I'm curious to see how fast it's going to be when they get back out on the track here. What kind of speeds are we going to be looking at? Are going to have faster on new Hoosier tires out here? Are you going to be, take a while for these to warm up here? We saw last week new tires weren't the case, but that tire model wasn't really meant for being on running asphalt. This is. So it's going to be interesting to see how much more of an advantage you might have with some fresh Hoosier tires on you.
Yeah, we saw it last night in the Indy Pro 2000 race that we ran. Lap times were falling off north of 1.5 seconds over a full stint on the tires. We're not quite there yet in terms of fuel, but I mean, you look at Wombold coming out, his pit stop time 1 minute 0.25 seconds. So you're 60 plus seconds. If you have to make a stop under green, your best lap times are significantly quicker. I mean, you're 2 or 3 laps down if you have to make that stop under green. Sounds like somebody got into the outside wall.
Yeah, that didn't sound good.
No, the crunch is never something you want to hear. So let's bring in Alex Kolinix here. Alex, Chris Graham in the NRN booth. You got a copy on us?
Hey, yes, sir.
What's going on, brother? The car looks really good up front. How's it feel from the driver's seat?
Well, it's not the most fun thing to hook the bottom the whole time, but $100 is $100.
Yeah, you're looking to cash the check here tonight, that's for sure. Do you see the outside lane forming up and working at all, or is this going to be a matter of it's the dump and run show with 5 to go?
I hope it's not a dump to run show, because I'm going to be the one in front of it, but I don't really see the outside coming in unless you get 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on the pit stop strategy here as we get the 1 to go?
Well, we'll see how many cautions we get. I'm about 9 gallons into my tank right now out of the 22, so we'll see how far we can go with it.
Ooh, that's interesting. This could potentially be a 2-stop race then. So, Alex, we'll let you back out here. Good luck tonight, brother.
All right. Hopefully we'll talk to you later. And not.
Oh. All right, well, we dropped it too soon, but... So... That's kind of interesting to hear that he's almost halfway through his tank of fuel. That would put him to probably lap 90. So you could make it on 1 stop. The question is, do you take that second stop late in the race? If you've only got a handful of cars on the lead lap, are the tires going to be worth it?
3 layers, Chris. Green, white, checkered. That's what's going to determine if you make this a 2-stop race. As green flag is back out here for Alex Collins and Matt Swanson here. Brad Saucer in that 3rd spot. Talon Carter running 4th. Alex Greenwing in the 5th spot. I hear some clanking in the back of the field there. We'll see if we keep it going.
Oh, they're lining them up big time. We'll see if that's going to bring out a yellow here. Yes, it does. They just junked a bunch of race cars. Trouble for Andrew Acera. This is the guy driving with a flight stick. So he didn't go. Oh, Wombold got into him on the start. He was up. Oh, huge hit for Dean Klein. Holy cow.
We're going to need some in-car on that one, Chris.
Oh, my goodness. Here's the view from Dean Klein.
Dover Air Force Base just got a call for unidentified object.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Oi.
The Dover mortuary is on standby.
Double yikes.
So there's a Sarah heading down pit road in the number 15 Whataburger machine, and I'm fairly certain this is his second pit stop. So he could be taking his second fast repair, depending on how the car was handling. I wouldn't even have any idea if you would know how the car's handling if you're driving it with a fighter stick. But also seeing Alex Greenswig making his way down pit road, promoter at Snydersville Raceway and the gracious host of tonight's event. Greenswig making his stop. Also Adam Bouchel, Mike Wombold back in as well. Wombold probably going to be a damage fix. Sarah on his way out of pit road. Let's get you the look here at the race off pit road. Mike Wombold going to be the first one to come off, 9.92 seconds. So he tops off, takes the damage repair, and that's his third stop of the race. So you can switch off when you take the damage repair, but that's a pretty quick trigger finger you got to have on that one. So we'll see if, I'm not sure if Mike Wombold has any quick repairs left or not. Adam Bouchel now making his way off of pit lane, 37.93 seconds for Hoosier Tires, and 22 gallons of, was it VP Racing Fuels, I believe? Alex Greenswig now making his way off the pit lane as well. So back to the front of the field, Alex Collins has to love every
NASCAR
bit
track
of
staying
this.
Sunoco probably, Chris.
Oh, and here you go. See, we're getting the in-race reporters from all over the place. Mike Wombold checking in the comments. 0 fast repairs used. So he's still got 2. And we'll get this one. 0.1 seconds of optional. There's 2 kinds of damage in iRacing. There is required repairs and then optional repairs. Required repairs means you have to sit there. You cannot pull out of the box. You're done until the clock runs out. Optional repairs, some cosmetic, some mechanical, but a lot of it basically is more drivability than functional. That makes sense. So not really much, in the way of damage there. And yeah, we'll give him the shout out here. He's shouting himself out. But another in-race reporter, Ryan Heckman, saying Heckman to the top 5. Yes, he is. Currently running in the 5th position. One-arm warrior might be a one-arm bandit if he's able to cash the check tonight. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. I'm laughing so hard it's not even coming out, Chris.
Oh, man. Master of the segue over here, Burt Wojcik. Bring us back to green, brother.
You got it, sir. Get back in here. I just went full Potty Queen Studios here, so you have to bring us back to green real quick, Chris.
Oh, the Potty Queen Studios. Beautiful central Pennsylvania internet.
I love it.
Field making their way down the backstretch here. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado iRacing official H truck. Kolinix and Swanson still going to be on the front row. Saucer and Carter in row number 2. Heckman and Curley in row number 3. Curley's already had some issues as well. Wombold and Bouchel in row number 4. Greenswig and Pedersen in row number 5. Christian Pedersen, one more caution flag away from getting back on the lead lap. His race is certainly not over either. Off of turn number 4.
Not yet, Chris. Here,
in.
It's kind of interesting. Only 10 cars left on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, we go back to green here in a side-by-side battle for the race lead, but everybody, they've been beating each other up back in the pack here. That's got to be the strategy play for your top 5 or 6 cars at this point. Get in line and don't screw up. We're still only at 1/3 distance Lap number 50 going on the scoreboard this time by. Big block down the straightaway by Collinick. Swallenson looks to the outside, clips the safer barrier, falls back in line. Not gaining any ground just yet. But we stay green.
Top two breaking away down the back straightaway here between Matt Swanson and Alex Collinick. Big contact. Collinick's in it.
They're wrecking everything here.
What were you just saying, Chris, about keeping your nose clean? Well, announcer's curse just went out on him, so Alex Collins go find Chris Graham after this race. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, it was initially trouble for the one at Talon Carter. The race leader got absolutely dumped. Carter drilled him in the process. Let's find the move here. He just straight hooked him down the straightaway.
Oh boy, that's going to be some fisticuffs in the pits here. But
yeah, but
you know, as we were talking here all night, though, Chris, is that this drafting here, it's almost like, as we mentioned at the top of the show here, it's kind of like a Daytona or Talladega where, you can get into a drafting scenario and try and bump draft this guy or whatever, and it just turns out they turn that wheel just to go up to try and apex a corner. It just dumps him, but it looks like there Swanson might have went down and tried to go to the bottom line there, but I believe he just got an EOL penalty.
Yeah, okay, let's pull the replay up here. We're gonna have to do this all fairly quickly here. But here's the view from Mike Wombold. Swinging race cars one way, every way. That's impressive.
So, Brad Saucer takes over the lead now. Mike Wombo's in that second spot. Kyle Creer in fourth. Alex Greenwig keeping his nose clean right now in the fifth spot. Adam Buechel in the, Greenwig is in that fourth spot. Buechel's fifth. Swanson gets sent to the tail end of the longest line there, which will actually be tail end of the lead lap. So he is scored in the sixth spot right now. And there's Peterson, Christian Peterson will get his lap back there. As we are still on 10 cars in the lead lap, Ryan Heckman running in the seventh spot. Alex Collinick scheduled right now in the eighth spot. We'll see what happens when time is scoring refresh. But Christian Peterson, we were talking about him at the top of the show there, Chris, one of the big guys in this league here, running tonight here with an A license, but he made his way back into the lead lap now.
Yep, Christian Peterson's back on the lead lap here. Also, Andrew Acera. They're still wadding stuff up here under caution. Actually, there may have been trouble for Peterson there. He's stopped to the inside. Let's take a look and see what happened here to Christian Peterson. Oh, the motor grenaded. If he has the fast repair, he can toggle that, take the toe back, and come back out onto the racetrack. Man, that's a tough break. As soon as you get your laps
scenario
back.
Going from third to first.
Scott Antrim also showing as crashed. Peterson had to jump to the pits. So not sure what happened there. We'll go back to the live look here. 7 cars remain on the lead lap. Brad Saucer going to be the race leader. Mike Wombold somehow still running in second here after the fantastic piece of driving. Kyle Curley's going to run third. Alex Greenswig fourth in that white and orange and blue car on the outside. Ryan Heckman going to line up in the 5th position. Should be 6th. There's Adam Buechel, who's going to line up 5th. Matt Swanson tagging into the back of the lead lap cars. Also, Andrew Acera back on the lead lap as well. So, Alex Collinick, unfortunately, back on pit road here, but he should be on the lead lap still. He's going to take the quick repair. You saw the bumper snap back into place.
What's he going to do with fuel, Chris? Maybe he might be taking a little bit of fuel here,
that's
too.
it. I'm thinking fill it up and go. That may be the last visit for Alex Kolonix to pit road. And he is still being scored on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down now is the 5 of Cody Quagliano.
Well, you did your math there, Chris, when we were talking to him there. He said he's probably about lap 90 he can make it to. So we're within about 95 laps to go here. So there's a possibility Alex Collins could be making that a fuel strategy race there. Has to go side by side between Mike Wombo and Brad Saucer. Off in turn number 2. Who's going to give up the inch here? Nobody. They're going to go side by side, almost 3 wide now, because here comes Kyle Corelli down in to make this a 3-car battle on the high side here. Looks like it's going to be Mike Wombo going to hold on to the lead.
Wombold grabs the lead, and he did it on the outside. He commented right before the restart, let's see what fresh tires can do. Well, I'm pretty sure we just saw what fresh tires can do. Mike Wombold got the pass done on the outside as we get caution flag. Back on the speedway, in trouble for Alex Greenswig here in the number 6. Got a little bit of a shove up the racetrack into Swanson. He hits hard to the inside. Good Lord, who was that went flying past? I believe that was Andrew Acera.
Yikes.
He's not having a good night.
No, it's not for Sarah, but oh, that's a tough break for Greenswig there because he was having such a good run here throughout this entire race here. So now as we look back on it, Chris, only 6 cars on the lead lap right now. I believe, though, would Alex Collins, I believe, be the lucky dog here?
Potentially. In order to get the lucky dog, you have to not be involved in the incident itself. So even if you stop to avoid the incident, iRacing is going to show you as crashed and you don't get the lucky dog. But I believe Kolonix may get it here. Swanson now in pit lane. He's actually coming out onto the racetrack.
That might be his pit stop there, too.
Yeah, I would tend to think, I mean, everybody's kind of in the same ballpark except for Brad Saucer and Kyle Curley. Those 2 cars stopped on lap number 23. They currently run 2nd and 3rd. There's no chance they can make the end of this race. At least I don't think so anyway. They're going to be probably 20 to 25 laps short on fuel.
Well, the amount of cautions we've had here, though, Chris, I mean,
maybe.
Anything's possible.
That's a great point. I mean, you can really stretch the fuel in these cars under caution in a very, very big way, to the point of even a lot of drivers will have the ignition and starter mapped to buttons on their steering wheel. So when you're in the corner, you're accelerating, you're under power. And then they'll shut it off on corner exit and coast down the straightaway in neutral. And then hit the ignition and the starter and fire the car back up to drive them through the corners again. So you can save a ton of fuel. So Alex Greenswig is adminning, commenting, driving, and throwing the cautions, saying still plenty of laps left to go here.
Well, Alex, you're right now 2 laps down in the 10th spot, so you got some room to make up here. But I want to mention this, Chris, as I look at time of the scoring here. Right now, I'm looking at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Brad Saucer, Kyle Curley, and Ryan Heckman here. All of those drivers have either a plus 13, but right now your hard charger is Ryan Heckman at a plus 14 right now in the 4th spot.
Yeah, that's... there's a couple of things in play there. We have Talon Carter,
obviously,
who's down 14 spots. Harold Klump, Dean Klein, some of these cars have had issues. But yeah, I mean, when you consider the fact that from 14th place on forward, everybody is still on the racetrack or in the pit area. So there's not been that much attrition comparatively. With that being said, you're going to start running out of fast repairs soon too.
That's very true. So it's just going to kind of start weeding itself out here, as we're going to do at least one more lap here with the iRacing Silverado pace truck. here at the Dover International Speedway here in Dover, Delaware, right off of beautiful Route 1 here. Here with the National Racing Network wide open Wednesday on a wild night so far, Chris.
Yeah, and in fact, Bert, how about as we get ready to go back to green here, how about you tell us who's coming up on the High Side Hustle?
I thought you never asked, sir. Yes, tomorrow night on the High Side Hustle, joining myself and Adam Rubright. We'll start off with the winning car owner from the Lincoln Speedway last week here, Mike Hefner, will be joining us here. We'll talk a little bit about Tim Schaefer's big win over the Lincoln Speedway this past Saturday afternoon. We'll also talk to him a little bit about Selinsgrove and Lincoln, since he has some things going on there. That'll be great. Also joining us will be Nicole Flood, helping us celebrate International Women's Day, which is on Tuesday night. Obviously, we're a Thursday show, but we'll have Nicole on. Talk to her a little bit of how she got into flagging, women in motorsports, and also, since she is a flagger for USAC, maybe do a little bit of a USAC preview as well there. And also our final guest, I am so excited for this one. This man deserves a shot here to talk to us here, and it's been a long time coming. The great Dirt Track Digest writer Kenny Bruce will be joining us. You cannot find a nicer man in the sport here, so I cannot wait to have Kenny on the show here and talk a lot about the Northeast Modified Racing coming up here at the High Side Hustle tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Oh, what kind of restart was that? Its green flag is back out here for Mike Wombo. Maybe, I mean, nobody really went there, Chris, so we'll have to wait and see as most of the field works their way to the bottom now, as Saucer and Curley will try and follow around at Wombo's tires tracks now. Field snakes her way down the back straightaway once again here. As we take a look at Saucer, going to try and close in, but Curley not going away yet, but looks like Ryan Heckman's not going to let Curley get out of sight either.
Field makes her way down the front straightaway. Still Wombolt, Saucer, Curley, Heckman, and Bushell, your top five. I think we finally hit the point where they want to settle in.
We'll see, because the way they're snaking their way down the back straightaway, Chris, I don't know if that's the case. As it looks like now your top three starting to break away there. Heckman just on the tail end of that draft. Adam Bushell's also sneaking in here, so we're going to have a 5-car breakaway here momentarily.
Yeah, so Bert, what do you think? We've been talking for a while here. We're approaching halfway. What do you think we give the viewers a chance to turn it up here?
Let's crank it up.
Trouble on the racetrack. Caution flag back out once again. Take a look and see what happened here. Trouble for Kyle Curley, it looks like.
Running in that 4th spot. Oh,
same thing.
The monster reach out.
Alex Kolinick's got a piece of that one as well. Tough break there. Curtis. That's one to me, you got to hold the brakes. I mean, that's just lock it down. You see, everybody sees the smoke. Kolinick slows it down, and Curley just doesn't get on the brake pedal. Once you spin, you got to lock it down.
Yeah, that's a shame for Alex Kolinick. That could almost ruin his night here. And Adam Bushell's going to come in now, so we'll see here what kind of strategy is he going to go with here. If he's going to go with the fuel strategy, we're going to see some tires here, so we'll see what he comes out here with. Adam Bushell, he's giving up the 5th spot.
Yep,
for this
Bushell's
pit stop,
making
Chris.
his 6th pit stop of the night.
Oh,
Alex
okay.
Kolinick's back onto pit road. He should have a repair left. Kyle Curley also on pit road. So 5, 6, and 7 of your lead lap cars are on pit road. Crew already around to the left-hand side of Bouchel's machine, but again, it's about 30 seconds worth of tire changes and about 40 seconds worth of fuel if you need to take the full tank. 27.58 seconds, Bouchel is down and away. See Alex Kolonix getting back out onto the racetrack as well. There's your race leader, Mike Wombold. He has had an adventurous evening, to say the least. 3 pit stops deep, last stopping on lap 45.
Well, that puts him outside that window here, what we're trying to figure out here.
By about 5 laps.
Yeah.
No.
More
15.
than that.
Yeah, about 15 laps.
So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone can possibly make that happen. You know, like Alex was saying here, where he said about 90 laps on a tank. Well, we're inside. Oh, what are we at now, Chris? About just under 70 to go here.
Going to be 80 to go in a couple of laps
80,
here.
okay.
It'll be 70, 80 to go. That gets you to 150. So
My
we're
math
still
ain't
not
good.
halfway. Talon Carter checking in. Car blew up for no reason in pit road and couldn't take my other fast repair.
Oh,
That's one of those that it's the quirks of iRacing sometimes, how it lets you take your fast repairs. But that very well could be. I mean, Carter had a couple of very hard hits, but we saw the same thing out of Pedersen where the car just blew up. You do any damage to the front end of these, the radiators of these cars, you've really got to watch your temps, especially when you're in the draft as much as they are.
yeah, absolutely, Chris. And that's one thing we've been harping on here. We said it before. If you've just joined us here on the broadcast here, is that we are seeing some drafting here tonight. This is kind of like a super speedway for these modifieds here. We were right on board there with, I believe it was Ryan Heckman there. You could hear the way he's playing with that throttle, and just trying to get that thing to, it was almost 4-bowler, but yeah, he had to lead off at some point there. But also you can hear some of that slipping too, so you got to kind of manage that throughout this entire process here. And it's very interesting. It's a very unique process here on how they're trying to manage this whole race here. As we got 80 to go as we come back to green here with Mike Wombo, your leader, Brad Saucer in second, Ryan Heckman will be running the third spot, Matt Swanson in the fourth spot. Alex Kolonix is still on the lead lap after getting a lucky dog from the last yellow. Adam Bouchel will come out of the pits in the sixth spot, and Kyle Curley will rejoin the field in seventh. So he did use his fast repair there, Chris.
Yes, it looks like we're down to 7 cars on the lead lap. Cody Quagliato 1 lap down. Another 2 further laps down is Jasper Zigafus, Dylan Freibel, Alex Greenswig, and then Christian Pedersen is back again a handful of laps down. Fields off at turn number 4. Green flag's back in the air. Womble gets the good restart. Swanson thought about trying to get to the inside of Saucer, but he's not going to do it. Here comes Alex Kolonix with the new Hoosier rubber, trying to make the outside work.
He thought better of it, Chris. Now he'll just go on. We got a car coming back on the pit. Sound like Greenswig also hit the wall here, so we'll see what happens. Slower car, get out of the way there, bud. It's the field's got a freight train right by him here. Back into complete lap number 71.
Yeah, that was Scott Antrim coming back out onto the pit road. Darn near Kevin LePage the field. Off of turn number 4, but everybody gets through cleanly. 4 laps shy of halfway, and we've got a battle for the race lead.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We got a 4-car battle here for the lead down Alex Coleman. He's right there. Oh, Swanson and Saucer trying to make something happen here. Almost a little bit of contact here. Boy, Mike Wombo's got a rear view mirror full of this battle going on right behind him here, Chris. I don't even know how to describe the words. I'm just enjoying this battle right now. Alex Coleman sitting on the high side of Swanson.
Yep. Kolonix has some help. In fact, here comes the 21 of Saucer looking to the outside. He falls back in line. Still not quite enough momentum to make the outside lane work, but Heckman catching quickly onto the back bumper of Kolonix. Saucer looks to the outside. He's in front of Kolonix. Big wiggle out of the 20. That's going to let Kolonix get down to the inside. Saucer's going to freight train to the back.
Oh, a little bump and run from Alex Kolonix on Brad Saucer. I'm sure we'll be seeing a replay for that one a little bit later on. Now Kolonix making the move for that second spot. He'll go around
and he gives the shove to Swanson.
He beats him a right rear.
That was dirty off the corner. Swanson going to fall back to the 5th position, but Kolonix grabs 2nd. Heckman may have gotten down onto the apron. Now we'll see how Kolonix is going to choose to drive Mike Wambold.
We'll see what happens here is Kolonix is showing that new Hoosier rubber is working. And that's going to be a deciding factor here. Maybe some of these guys are seeing what he's doing, how fast he is. We might see Pit Road get very busy here by the time the next yellow flag comes out here, Chris.
Yeah, I think that we may see that happen here. Is Wambold able to hold the inside, but Kolonix, he's got the power in the car. Oh, they make contact.
Oh!
Kolonix is upside down on the backstretch.
Oh, no fault of his own, Alex Kolonix. I don't know if Mike Wambold saw him up there, or else the car might have just got a little bit loose coming down the back straightaway. But, let's go to the Hot Street Raceway replay here on board with Alex Kolonix.
Oh, Wambold turned up the racetrack. No doubt Wambold turned up the racetrack. Let's get you the replay here from the outside camera view. There's the turn up the racetrack. Kolonix went for that wild ride.
Very interesting. I wonder what the officials are going to call here. Are they going to call blocking? I don't know, Chris. That's
the more I look at that, the more it sort of feels like a drift up the racetrack. It's not like he made a right.
kind of like these cars been doing all night long.
Let's go on board here with Wambold. Oh, man, that's such a tight ball. Here, we'll wind it back.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can rewind it back here, because I almost want to say the car got pretty loose there. Yeah, that's...
Here it is at quarter speed. That left front tire didn't turn. At least it didn't turn to the right. I'll say it that way. So, phenomenal camera work by the National Racing Network crew, but now Alex Kolonix going to have to head pit side.
So, we'll see what happens, Chris. Now, is anyone gonna take a pit stop here? Adam Bouchel back on pit road again. So, is anyone gonna take what Alex Kolonix did with the fresh Hoosiers and maybe come in, but you're risking some spots? But with only 7 cars on the lead lap here, and your next car back is 3 laps down, which would be Jasper Zigafoos here. He's 3 laps down, so it'll take a few yellows for him to get caught back up here. So it may not be a bad idea right now to go on the pit road and maybe get some fresh Hoosier here as we are past the halfway point for the second half of this race. Or do you hold on to lap, maybe like around lap 100 and save for that last 50?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that they set a tire limit for this, so if you've only got 5 or 6 cars on the lead lap, I want fresh tires every time. You can get it done without losing a ton under caution here. Let's see if we can't get Alex Kolonix up into the booth here with us. Alex, since we've talked to you last, you've had an adventurous series of events here. What happened on that last caution?
Simply from watching the replay, it seemed to be that netcode turned him into me and put me into the wall.
Yeah, that's sort of the feeling that we got too. I mean, we slowed the replay down big time, and his tires didn't turn right for sure, but it's almost like the 2 cars got sucked together, and you hate to see that happen when you're talking a money race, but netcode is always something you kind of have to have in the back of your mind here when you're doing iRacing.
Yeah, it's annoying. These are probably the worst cars on the service for that kind of thing. They've been like this for years, and iRacing hasn't touched them. So it's a shame that to run the high side, you got a side draft, and you have that chance of just suddenly hooking a guy even though you didn't touch him.
Yep. Well, tough break, bud, and hopefully you're able to get the car fixed. But it is a long tow time.
Well, we got 16 minutes of required repairs, so that ain't happening.
All right, bud. Well, tough break, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Yep, hopefully.
So there you go. Alex Kolinix will be a DNF tonight. Currently scored in the 12th position. We're like we talked about here, Bert. You're running out of fast repairs in a very, very quick way. It's basically down now to a 7-car shootout unless we keep getting yellows. And the more cars out of the race, the fewer yellows you're going to get.
Exactly, Chris. And right now, I want to say there are only 11 or 10 cars left on the track here at Dover. So as we get ready for the restart here between Mike Wombo and Ryan Heckman, Brad Saucer, Matt Swanson, Kyle Curley, Adam Bushell, and Cody Cagliotto makes his way back on the lead lap, green flag back out here. Chris, here's one thing I've been noticing on these restarts here is that you want to be on that bottom line here. It's been getting the better restart almost every single time, and Mike Womble showed again that is a place to be, as it looks like Brad Saucer going to get up into the wall, big one down the back straightaway.
Huge wreck down the back stretch. Ryan Heckman's involved. Holy cow. Heckman just showed up on radar at Dover Air Force Base.
Scrambling the F-18.
Little bit of contact. He got spun around. That one's coming from an in-car. You know that one. It's gonna hurt. Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to wad up a race car, well done, Ryan Heckman.
Oh, so we're down to 4 cars on the lead lap.
Let's get him up here into the booth. Ryan Heckman, you got a copy on us?
Yeah, I got you.
We just saw the cockpit view of that flight. What was it like for the driver's seat? It's got to scare you a little bit with somebody.
Well, to be honest, I just saw the wall and then I just seen nothing. I just saw clouds and yeah, it sucks. 'Cause I think I could have had a good shot at winning it, but.
Do you have any fast repairs left? And
I do, but I was upside down in the pit, so I kind of had to.
Ah, yes, you had to tow back.
Yeah.
Without being able to set up a fast repair. That's a tough break.
Yeah, but I mean, we still got lots of laps left. Hopefully I can get my waves back. I was fast, definitely. I didn't think I was coming in here that I was going to be able to compete, and I guess when I ran that heat race that I was going for the lead and got wrecked and then came from 18th to 4th or whatever I was running, and it was fun.
All right, bud. Well, good luck the rest of the night here. Hopefully you can get the quick repair in short order and start to make some of those laps back up.
Yeah, thank you.
So there you go. Ryan Heckman checking in.
Chris, I want to say something here. If we could scramble it back here to where the leaders enter pit road, we have Adam Bushell, Mike Wombo, Brad Saucer all came on the pit road here, but Matt Swanson stayed out. But I want to know if there might be a violation there because he turned out at the commitment cone. He came across the line there.
Let's take a look here. This is Dylan Freibel. He hit pit road cleanly.
Okay. So we'll have to go back to Matt Swanson here.
Let's take a look. This is almost yellow. Here we go. Let's take a look.
Keep your eye on Swanson in the 3 right there. Oh.
I don't think there is a commitment line violation like that. I can't be positive. If there is one, he did break it, but I think you're allowed back onto the racetrack. So long as you
Okay,
can safely get back onto the track, I think you're allowed back out there.
Okay, I was a little curious on that one there because, you know, it just trying, you know, all the rules, you know, it's all different everywhere you go here. So, but, you know, the second you saw that, I'm like, oh boy, that could just change everything here.
Yeah, and that's one of those that I don't think you would see. It actually would be an unsafe pit entry is what iRacing would term it as. We can't see penalties that get issued to cars, so we won't really know. But that would be issued, I believe, on the restart. It becomes a stop-and-go penalty that you have to serve under green.
So we'll see what the officials say about that here. As Chris, there's one thing here with this weather here. We got a little bit of cloud cover in right now, so the track may change a little bit here. We might get these cars to start tightening up a little bit here. Field starts to double up here. Lights are out around the speedway here, so it looks like we're going to go back to green. 4 cars on the lead lap here. Matt Swanson, he stayed out. He's your leader. Mike Womble, he pitted. He's currently, he'll be Anna Bouchel, he pitted. He's in the 2nd spot. Mike Womble also pitted. He's in the 3rd spot. And Brad Saucer is running in the 4th spot. Those are your 4 cars left on the lead lap here with, as we complete lap 85 now of this 150 lap event here, Chris. And it's getting into go time here. But now it's going to see here. Are we going to see more pit stops here? With only 4 cars in this lead lap, we may see somebody risk tires at the end of this race here to be a little bit fresher if we get into some yellows towards the end.
I would think you have to. I mean, the worst you're going to restart is 4th. And in a double file restart, you are a car length off the race leader. Then it becomes down to who's going to get the bigger shove. And we're seeing a little bit of that here on the restart as Wombold all over the back bumper of Swanson as they head down into 1.
So as we have 64 laps to go here, Swanson and Womble are going to try and break away. Bouchel, as I said, that top side, not good on restart. It takes a couple laps for it to come in. Now they snake their way down the back straightaway. Womble going to look up on the high side of Swanson. Here comes Saucy here now. Down on the bottom, top 3 starting to break away now as they come off of turn number 4. Now Bouchel going to close back in.
Wombold looking to the outside. Saucer going to fall in behind Swanson as they head into turn 1. There's the little bit of a side draft that you talked about with Alex Kolinix. You're trying to get your left front as close to the leader's left rear as you can. Caution flag going to fly once again. Spending about 85% of this race under caution.
Got one car smoking there. I'm not sure who that was.
In trouble for the 19
looks like
is
Scott
Antrim. That's another one. Just barely clipped the apron. Tried to save it, and Andrew Acera had absolutely nowhere to go. Tough break for Andrew.
That's Miles reaching out and grabbing you. That big old monster out front there, Dover, that's him just reaching out and grabbing you.
Acera was no brakes until the last moment. Now, remember, he has to basically push forward on his flight stick to hit the brakes, so they're not going to be real good to begin with. Try to aim for where they're not, I guess. But that may be the end of the night for Andrew Acera. Antrim, however, still smoking heavily.
So as I look here, Chris, I believe Jasper Zigafus, he is only 1 yellow away from getting back on this lead lap. So that's a story in itself there. As it looks like Heckman will take the wave around here.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, we have 4 cars currently on the lead lap. Manieri and Heckman are both going to be 1 lap down. 7th through 10th, Cody Quagliato, Kyle Curley, Dylan Friebel, and Alex Greenswig, all on pit lane, all with extended pit lane times. I mean, these drivers are not getting all of those laps back without wave arounds. Alex Kolinix is out of the race. Christian Pedersen is out of the race. Scott Antrim is in the pit lane, but I would imagine he's going to have a pretty extended stay there. And actually, Heckman getting the wave around back onto the lead lap. I believe the 77 may also get a wave around here. He's in pit lane. There's Jasper Zigafus making his way onto pit lane. So again, kind of the same deal here. Get the tires when you can get them. I mean, there's no harm in it. At lap 90,
Well, I believe
you're plenty good on fuel to go the rest of the way here.
I believe Jasper, he may be the lucky dog this last time here, so he may have to stay a lap down. I don't think he can take the wave around because I believe he was the last car or the first car laps down. So I believe he's going to get the free pass either way. So he's going to have to stay a lap down unless they allow him to take the wave around and get back on the lead lap here.
Yeah, the way iRacing handles the lucky dog seems to have changed with the latest update, where the lucky dog happens immediately, but the lucky dog has to pit with the lap down cars. So you can get your lap back, but you can't pit with the leaders. You don't get kind of the double bonus where you could theoretically take the lucky dog and then pass all of the race leaders, basically, if they choose to pit. So,
and I believe that's in the NASCAR rules as well, that you had to pit with lap down cars.
Correct. So looking now, we have 5 cars back on the lead lap here, and Jasper Zigafus will not get the next wave around here. He took his lucky dog, got his lap back. So he will be the first car 1 lap down. Yeah, Mike Wombold, here we go. Getting the comment up here from Dylan Friebel. I'm going to end the night with a damaged car, but thanks for having me on. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, Dylan. And Mike Wombold is checking in saying everyone got wave arounds. And we did get you the link to the Discord here, Mike. So hopefully we should be able to drag you in as well.
So as we get everything sorted out here, still under caution here, you see the lights on the iRacing Silverado pace truck. Working the way through here. This has been a very interesting race, Chris. You know, yeah, we have 11 cautions so far, but I mean, when we get some green flag racing, it's been pretty intense racing here, and they can string together some green flag runs here. I mean, it'd be interesting to see here, but I think that's saving a lot, not only on the fuel department, the tire department, but also the engine department too, because you said before on how these cars don't like the draft, and they don't, you know, but they have to on a big race or racetrack like Dover here.
Yeah, in fact, we're bringing Mike Wombold into the booth here. Mike restarting on the outside of road number 1. Mike, how big is that challenge of trying to manage temperatures, keep the engine cool, and at the same time not wanting to get blown out by somebody grabbing the inside lane from you?
Honestly, if you're on fresher tires and you dive to the outside to get a good swoop down on the inside, like exiting the corner, you get a good run coming off of there, so it helps keep the temps cool that way.
Mike, before you go back to green here, that high side does not seem to be getting the restarts that the bottom is here. How tough is this restart going to be here that you have to be up on this high side now?
Just got to try not to get run over by the lap cars, and hopefully we get some fresher tires towards the end.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for checking in with us here. So we'll drag you out so you don't have to listen to the play-by-play the whole time in your ear. Yeah, I mean, we heard it. This is going to be about managing tires. Swanson last stopped on lap 56. Wombold, Saucer, Bouchel all stopped on lap 82.
And I doubt that's the last
tires
time.
May make a big difference here.
And I doubt that's the last time they're going to stop, Chris. Green flag coming out here back at Dover again. We just talked with Mike Wombold about that high side. It's not working as well on these restarts here, but with the fresher tires, it might work out better for this time here. Swanson's got a little bit of advantage as they go into turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway here. Looks like Swanson's going to pull away here. Wombold's going to not go away yet. See if he dives down. Oh, no, they're side by side to go into turn number 3. Off of turn number 3 and for Wombold. So right there, Chris.
Wombold had the help in turns 3 and 4, but Saucer's going to fall back to the inside, get in line behind race leader Matt Swanson. Adam Bouchel right there as well. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing anybody try to freight train the race leader by everybody running the outside lane. That may be the ticket around.
Well, we talked about before. How good's that high side right now? A lot of these guys are just trying to run that bottom, maybe trying to manage this as, Saucer and Wombold. Boy, a little bit of contact there might be.
Oh, and Wombold goes almost around. What a save!
What a save! Oh, man, and then you have Adam Bouchel go down onto the apron there. Wow, that was incredible!
Here's the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay of this one. Man, what a save by Adam Bouchel to not go around, but I don't know how Mike Wombold didn't wad up that race car. We go back to the live look. Wombold back in line behind Bouchel. They're about a second behind your race leaders.
Send that clip to Sports Center. Wow. Now we're finally getting some breakaway action now. As I said, Saucer has fresher tires than Swanson. Swanson, I believe, Chris, what you say, lap 56 is the last time he pit. The other cars around lap 85. So it's going to be a tire management here. Swanson's tires might start falling off here soon, but we haven't really gotten that long run to see how long tires actually last here.
That's the biggest thing, is we really haven't had the chance to look for the long green flag run. These tires have not been through a big heat cycle yet. Start putting 20 or 30 laps on the green, then you're really going to see when the drop-off comes as Wombold gets around Bouchel off the field.
Well, we'll see what happens now. As we said, Wombold will get around Bouchel. He might have the fastest car on this track right now, Chris. Last lap was a 25.96. The other drivers on the lead lap right now, all at 26, except Brad Saucer. He ran a 98. So, I mean, 25 seconds compared to... There's not that big of a drop-off right now, as that last time Swanson on the older tires, he was 2/10 faster than what Saucer was.
It is all about hitting your marks at this point. Making sure that you make that same corner entry, hit the marks in the center, get it right down against the apron, almost like Wombold almost looped it there. Get to the bottom, but don't touch the apron. Mark the corner off cleanly on exit. It is so much about keeping the momentum up in these things and not letting the RPMs go.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chris. And another thing I just thought about here, too, is that, yeah, Swanson has been out there for a while on these tires, but as we just said before, they haven't been through a heat cycle, so maybe his tires might just be a little bit not as fresh, but maybe right up there with some of these leaders that pitted on lap 85 because of the non-amount of time and big had there. As he gets a little loose.
That was a huge wiggle out of Matt Swanson, and that's going to catch everybody back up as Saucer gets to the inside. I say he may have a tire going down. Contact with Wombold. Oh, they saved it again.
Oh, man, what is going on here? Matt Swanson saving it. Oh, he goes back down.
They're not going to save it that time. I think we got our answer on tires here as Matt Swanson goes around.
Now, the question is, Chris, is it a flat or did the tires finally give up?
A flat in iRacing is exceedingly rare. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Judging by how he even was able to go through turns 3 and 4, his tires are junk at this point. I mean, he's entering a closed pit. He's going to take the quick repair if he has one, get any of the damage fixed, but he only has to start at the tail end, and when you've only got 8 cars, you might as well make the early stop here.
Absolutely here, but wow, I mean, if you look at that in the rear light there, you would say, you know, that is a flat tire. I mean, the way that car just gave up there, and we were just saying too, is like, that kind of surprised me on how quickly the tire fell off, because we have not ran that many laps under green. That was the longest green flag run we've ran there. I want to say that might have been about 15 laps. So we're on lap 103 right now. So we're inside 50 to go, 47 to be exact. So that really surprised me on the way that tire just fell off there, Chris.
Yep, and what we're looking at now is Brad Salser stayed out on the racetrack. He has tires from lap 82 pit stop. Everybody else, Mike Wombold, Jasper Zigafus, who's back on the lead lap, Adam Buchel, Ryan Heckman, and Matt Swanson all on pit road. Judging by what it was a run from lap 52, 56 for Swanson. We're right at about 46 laps to go here. We could see huge tire fall off if this thing goes green to the end.
Yeah, I think we will, Chris, here. I mean, that was, about what he ran there. But then again, there were so many laps going to be yellow. So I like, and that was just, that still just blows my mind on how quick that tire fell off here. As Swanson, right now, I believe, it looks like he's going to be a lap down right now, Chris.
Yeah, he's still pit side. Just coming out now.
So I almost wonder if he didn't have a faster pair left.
Potentially not. I mean, the pit stop time was 1 minute 21.58 seconds. Everybody else is in the 25 to 48 second range, taking fuel, taking the repairs, as well as the Ford Hoosier tires. It was definitely enough to put Swanson a lap down. However, he may, if he doesn't get a wave around, at the very least, you're talking about one caution puts him back on the lead lap. And he is going to get the wave around. So we're going to be back to 6 cars on the lead lap. Dylan Freibel in his out-of-the-race junk race car, currently sitting in the 7th position. Let's see if Dylan is in the admin rooms here still. Yes, he is. Let's see if we can drag him up. So, Dylan Freibel, we've got you in the broadcast booth here. Are you rethinking that decision to not run the car at this point?
No. My family didn't race quitters, so I'm not going to be one.
So, you're currently in 7th, 10 laps down, and a solid 7 minutes or so, actually 9+ minutes on pit road. Are you going to take the 87 wave rounds to get back on the lead lap?
I put money into it. Like I said at the start of the broadcast, I want to win some of my own money.
Yep, you will not be the last place finisher tonight. In fact, that honor will go to Brian Kramer. So, you're going to have to come back and win this thing then, bud.
Listen, if I got to drive through them, I'll use the chrome horn, whatever it takes. I can be that train with, GTA with the ramp on the front.
That is absolutely beautiful. Dylan Freibel, thank you much for joining us in the booth, bud.
You're welcome.
Oh, Lord almighty.
Can't believe we give that guy a microphone. All right.
I don't know how we get Dylan Frisbee a microphone. I just don't get it.
Fireball. So it looks like we're going to be coming back to green here. Pace truck is off. Everybody but Adam Buchel lined up on the inside lane. Ryan Heckman just not getting into the outside lane.
Yeah, that's weird, but all right. Let's go do it, boys.
Yeah.
Back to green now as Womble will look on the bottom of Buchel. He'll take the 2nd spot away now. Oh, he's fast. Chris. Those new tires are showing that that's going to be the way to be at the end of this race here. Mike Womble looking on the high side of Brad Saucer. He'll take the lead single-handedly, ripping the high side.
That's the first time we've seen that tonight where a car has had the power to go around the outside and make it stick. Buchel's right there and able to get the job done as well. I almost wonder if Saucer doesn't have some damage that's holding that car up a little bit, because Wombold and Buchel are going to start to check down here a little bit. And Matt Swanson and Ryan Heckman catching right in on the back.
Well, we'll see here, Chris. Maybe a little bit of a draft issue too, because it looks like Buchel and Wombold, they were stuck together now, as Saucer is not pulling away from this. Now here comes Swanson. He's trying to close in on this. Here comes Heckman too. We got a 5-car battle here shaping up here. As we go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Chris, what a race you got shaping up here with 40 laps to go. That's a lot.
Heckman got away up against the outside safer barrier. Don't think he made contact in turns 3 and 4. Womble keeping that car pinched down against the apron on corner exit, preventing Buchel from getting any kind of a run on him off the corner. Swanson makes the big move to the outside. We'll see if he's going to be able to make it stick here. Doesn't seem like Swanson has the same power that everybody else had, but here comes the crossover down the straightaway. Swanson looks to the inside, field working lap number 111.
See what happens now is Swanson will get around Saucer for the third spot. So now, as you look on there too, Chris, it looks like Buchel is closing in on Mike Womble. A slow car up high. Say hi, bud. Say hi. Good job up there to you, Alex Greenwood. So we'll see what happens now. The top 3 starting to break away. I almost wonder if Saucer's tires are going to start to go here. You know, they are 15 laps older than what the top 3 are. As Swanson's going to get underneath Buchel as Buchel slipped on the track.
Yeah, Buchel stopped on lap 103, so this may just be a matter of I don't want Swanson on my back. There's been contact issues there before. No sense racing him hard. Let him go, let him burn the tires off, as now Swanson going to look to the outside of Womble in 1 and 2.
Yeah, 37 laps to go here. You got to kind of keep your eye out here with Mike Womble and Matt Swanson. And Buchel's not letting him get away. Near his Saucer. Top 4 all there is, oh, Swanson. He's going to go down in the black stuff. What a move by Matt Swanson to take the lead away from Mike Womble. Womble gets a little bump. Oh, I'm not happy with you, bud, on that move, but what a move. The fans on their feet here at Dover, Delaware.
Humboldt to the inside. He's going to claim the lead back from Swanson. Swanson went full send into 3. Won't be surprised to see it again. I mean, Womble tried to protect the inside as best he could. Somebody else who drove that number 3 machine had a reputation for the aggressive move as well here as we put lap 115 on the board.
And you're not talking about Ron Hornaday in the Busch Series. You're talking about that old intimidating Dale Earnhardt as he is trying now his Saucer. Maybe he was holding it back a little bit with his tires as he gets around Swanson for his 3rd spot here. Boy, Chris, this has been the best race we've seen all night here. You lead everyone out. You get down here with 35 laps to go. Boy, the top 4 are putting on a show.
Yeah, Ryan Heckman falling back about 2 seconds, so that something tells me there that the number 30 machine is going to be a little bit slow with some damage as Swanson all over the back. Saucer off at turn number 2. Saucer going to cover the line. Swanson looks way inside going into 3. Saucer going to fall back to the 3rd position. Swanson back up to 2nd as they're going to again put Alex Greenswig a lap down.
You get a little bit of a pucker factor, Chris, every time you see these cars kind of get close to each other here, especially through the corner here, like, oh, who's going to wreck who? As here we go, he's going to suck up on him. Mike Womble getting sucked up on here by Matt Swanson. Now he's going to try and get the draft slingshot engaged, but no, Swanson up into the fence now. He'll lose a little bit of time here as Womble's trying to scatter and hide now as they come back off to complete lap number 118.
This is only going to get more intense the longer into this green flag run we get. Matt Swanson is being very aggressive here. He's got the fresh tires, but at some point you're going to overcook them. You almost have to give them a lap or 2 to cool down once you try that really aggressive move. But running the high lane is one of the ways to do it.
Absolutely. Here is that time at the line. Oh, by a 10th. By a 10th, it was Mike Womble holding on that lead here as Matt Swanson trying to make that high side hustle work. Hey, by the way, tuning in the high side hustle tomorrow night right here on the National Racing Network as we still continue going into turn 3 and 4. Matt Swanson not going away yet, but Brad Saucer going to try and close in on him on the bottom side.
Down the front straightaway, Greenswig back into the pit area. Womble still the race leader, still side by side between Saucer and Swanson through 1 and 2. Saucer able to hold on to the spot. Swanson has to fall back in line. Pops back out down the back straightaway. Womble up high to throw the block. That's going to open the door for Saucer. Womble closes it back off of 4.
Boy, there wasn't much room, Chris, off of turn 2 there between Saucer and Swanson. Wow, this is some great racing here. It looks like Swanson is getting some of that side draft we talked about here. As we look back, Adam Bouchel's not really close enough either on that high side. It looks like he may have to go down low, get back behind Saucer now. As big crossover move by Swanson into turn 3 and 4 now. That'll force Saucer up on the high side, but Saucer's got a little bit better run there. He'll hold on to second spot. He's getting drafted of Mike Womble as he comes down to pit lap number 122.
Adam Bouchel with the A4.99 license. He's a nearly 3,000 iRating driver. That tells me there's a lot of iRacing brain. Oh, is the contact?
No!
Wombold hard into the outside retaining wall. Saucer got into him. Caution flag will fly.
Oh, no!
Oh, man, that looked like another netcode episode.
I'm going to agree with you there, Chris. That almost looked exactly like the last episode we saw there with Colin Nix, and I believe, was that Saucer as well?
Yeah, I mean, we'll pick up Saucer's on board here and bring you down to the slow-mo. He's outside cleanly. And again, it's like the two cars just get sucked into each other. And around goes the 81.
Is that almost a netcode thing, Chris, or is that more of a thing where the car just kind of slides up as you look back here on Womble here? We'll see now if he can get in the pits here. I think with him pulling away, he may have a faster pair left. As you take a look, pit road's getting a little busy. Ryan Heckman's also on pit road. As Jasper Zigafus, he's on the lead lap again, so don't count that 77 out.
Yeah, Jasper now running in the third position, and that's all going to kind of swap around here. But there's race leader Matt Swanson. Everybody going to be taking tires here. Ryan Heckman already out, down and away. New race leader, the 30 of Ryan Heckman. Looks like Adam Bouchel is going to be the second car off of pit road. Swanson going to tail him out pretty quickly.
So, Chris, we're inside that 20. We're going to restart. We're probably going to restart with about, let's be generous here. We'll call it about 20. We'll call about 23 laps to go here, probably when we restart here. This might be the last chance to get on pit road, maybe top off the tank, maybe put some 4 new Who's Your Tire sneakers on there thing, or else you never know. With only 5 cars on or 6 cars on the lead lap, what's it gonna hurt you? Maybe if we get a caution, say lap I don't know, maybe around lap 135, 140, to say, hey, I'm coming in, I'm gonna go new boot goof in here and try and go for 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to if we get another yellow flag. And don't look now, but there's Mike Wombold, and he's still on the lead lap.
So he did save a faster pair in his back pocket there. So
there's Dylan Freibel. He's back on the racetrack, and my gut tells me he's going to get waiver rounds until we get to 1 to go. So it basically is how quickly can Dylan Freibel pass everybody, and how many laps can he make up under caution here?
Yeah, that's another thing here. How many laps is he gonna be able to make up here? I mean, obviously, we're only going 55 miles an hour underneath yellow here. So like I said, I would expect a restart maybe maybe
yeah,
lap
there he comes outside.
127. Maybe lap 127.
We'll see if the lights go out. If they do, we'll come back to green on 126. Yep, lights are out.
There
on
they
the
go.
iRacing safety truck. So we're going to come back to green here with 25 laps to go. Freibel still now working lap number 119. He'll be 5 laps down when we come back to the restart here. Heckman and Swanson on the front row. We've seen Brian Heckman out front a little bit today. but not nearly in the hornet's nest that the front has been in over the last 35 or so laps.
And as you said, Chris, you know, there might have been some damage, or else maybe he was just being smarter than everyone else and just laying back a little bit and just trying, you know, hey, I'm going to save myself here. I seen how this race has been going throughout. And now he's starting to see, all right, it's starting to get go time. 25 laps to go. They've been running really, really good the last that last 2 runs there. They've been running very, very consistent and a lot cleaner than what they have all night long. So maybe it's time for Ryan Heckman to go and be the one-night wonder here.
One night only, the one-arm wonder leading at the Dover International Speedway. Green flag goes back in the air. We're underway once again. Swanson beats Heckman to the line. That's going to be clean, and he's going to grab the lead into 1.
Boy, I tell you what, it's amazing how that high side actually worked there that time by. So maybe Heckman has a little more damage than what we thought of, Chris. So it might be not a bad idea for him maybe to scoot out of the way here as he's trying to keep up with Swanson here. They're actually going to break away from the field coming off of turn number 4.
That's going to be the ticket to win to Ryan Heckman right now. Get on the bumper of Swanson and don't leave it. At least as much as possible until late in the race. Try to break away, but it's not going to happen with Mike Womble charging hard through the field.
No, it's not there. Mike Womble's going to be goofing now with those fresh Hoosier sneakers. Going to try and make a move here on Heckman. Heckman shuts the door on Womble as they come off with turn number 4, and Womble's going to try and look on the high side again here, or else he might, yeah, he's just going to sneak in the draft here of Heckman. Maybe give him a little bit of bump here, try and get him out of the groove here. As here comes Saucer as well. We're going to have the top 6 cars breaking away. Womble goes all the way down. He's almost in Milford there.
Home of the great Mike Bagley of Motor Racing Network and Sirius XM Radio. Womble comes from Milford to 2nd place, and he's got his sights set on Matt Swanson at the front of the field. Ooh, almost a little bit of contact. Shell hard into the outside wall. That was a net code issue with the 77 at Jasper Zigafus. And we'll show you what went on there.
That car did not turn at all, Chris.
Yep, keep your eye on the 77. Oh, there it goes, it disappears. Watch it again here in turn 1. Basically, next time around, that 77 car flat disappears. And when he reappears, Adam Bouchel is the innocent victim in the whole thing. Let's see the pass here. It basically was one of those, it was a net code issue, but it was completely due to how the 77 kind of disappeared and reappeared. So, looks like we're not going to get the replay. Let's try this one here.
There it is.
There it was. So, tough break for Adam Bouchel in the 10. Who,
and hey,
I
Dylan
believe
Freeble,
is gonna have to head to pit road.
and hey, Dylan Freeble, he's now only 3 laps down, Chris. So as we keep getting these wave rounds here, you know, we'll see what happens. You get another yellow here. Maybe get, you know, back on this lead lap, get some fresh Hoosiers on there, and then make a run at this here for Dylan here, as we'll keep an eye here on what Adam Bouchel does. I almost wonder if he has a free repair. He said he was on pit road a lot there, Chris, but he may have a free repair left in his back pocket. He's been saving for a rainy day.
Yeah, Adam Bouchel, like we talked about, I mean, one of the smarter drivers out here. And one thing about the Tour Modifieds, they're pretty beastly. They can take a pretty solid beating and not totally be undrivable. So it would not surprise me to know that Bouchel has a fast repair left. as Freibel comes around one more time. That puts him on lap number 130. Leaders working lap number 132. So we'll pick back up with race leader Matt Swanson here. Lights are still on. Freibel may have a shot to get back on the lead lap here.
Dylan Fireball is going to get on the lead lap, I believe here, Chris. And also Kyle Curley, he's going to rejoin the race here after being multiple laps down. Looks like 51 laps down. He's going to come out and try and finish this up. So hopefully he's out there. And Dylan Freibel is back on the lead lap, folks. After being 10 laps down, he takes the waiver rounds. And that's the thing about iRacing here, is that you can take as many waiver rounds as you want of it, right? It's not like the real world where you only get one shot to waiver round.
No, it's basically as many waiver rounds as the admins want to give you. If you're willing to get your car back out on the racetrack and you can still be safely operating it, they'll give you the waiver rounds. So Emily Doherty checking in, selling Go Wombold. He's got a shot for sure. Now we're back to 7 cars on the lead lap, and I'm pretty sure that's all we're going to get here in terms of lead lap race cars. Is somebody was up in a cloud of smoke there.
Well, we'll see here as well. You get one more yellow here, Chris. I mean, Dylan Freibel, he's back in his race here. I'm not going to say that he's in it right now just because of how many laps he's ran, probably since he's pitted. But, you know,
yes,
it's
95. Lap 95 was his last pit stop. So now you're into that window where we kind of saw the issue with Swanson and how quickly his tires went off. Everybody else should be good to go here. Ryan Heckman stopped on lap 103. So he came down pit road last time, but did not stop to get the track position. That may come back to bite him here, as everybody else has 20 lap pressure tires, and we're going to come off at turn 4 and be ready to go green.
Well, we'll see what happens here, Chris. As we said before, let's say if we get one more yellow, maybe the leaders stick down to pit road here and get the fresh tires for that last 10 to 15 lap run, whatever it may be. Or we might go to last 17 green. We'll find out. Matt Swanson and Mike Womble will bring him back to green flag. Good restart again for Matt Swanson here on the low side. Womble will try and high side hustle his way around. Not going to happen here this time anyways, but he's not losing that much ground on the high side. So Swanson is going to go back down the back straightaway here. He's going to stay on the high side. Swanson on the low side. Into 3 and 4. Again, up in the middle groove. Here comes Womble. He's trying to keep up with Swanson with that side draft off of turn number 4.
Down the front straightaway and over the checkered flag start finish line. Wombold for an instant grabbed the lead on the outside, but here comes Brad Saucer fighting back all over the tail tank of Matt Swanson down the back straightaway. Heckman looks to the outside. He's going to try to give Wombold a shove. There's contact. Wombold, I think he saved it.
So did Swanson.
Mike Wombold.
Oh, give a tip of the cap to Swanson as well. He almost got bit by Miles, but he'll stay in the lead. Now Jasper Zingafus, we got a 4-car breakaway now. Oh my goodness, what a battle here at the Dover International Speedway here, where the Tory modifies. Unbelievable. These cars are so resilient. Multiple times Miles is trying to rip down and grab them, but they say, no, not today, as here comes Matt Swanson and Brad Saucer now, top 2 breaking away.
Ryan Heckman and Jasper Zingafus able to hold tight with those top 2 as they make their way off and 2 down the back straightaway. Wombold and Bouchel are fighting for position back there, but their more important job here is to get in line, nose to tail, and catch that top 4. And it's starting to happen pretty quickly here as we're down to 12 to go.
You know, Chris, one thing I've been seeing here in some of these cars here is that it almost kind of looks like a 2-car tandem we saw down at Daytona back in 2011, 2012 with 2-car tangos here. You hook up with somebody and you hope your dancing partner's got their dancing shoes on. If not, you're going to have some problems here. It's the top 2 are starting to break away here now with 11 laps to go at the line. Matt Swanson and Brad Saucer are pulling away, but Jasper Zingafus and, Adam Bouchel's now making a move here. So he's lost a little bit of time there.
Yep, Bouchel and Wombold. Oh, there's more net code. Wombold upside down in turn number 2. We'll see if that brings out a caution flag. I doubt it will with 11 to go here. Swanson still holds on to the race lead. Heckman tight there on the back bumper of Saucer for third.
Oh, that's a horrible break for Mike Womble. Oh, tip of the cap. He probably had one of the fastest cars out here in the track. As he sees Ziegenfuss, he's going to net code a little bit here. Hopefully that's not going to affect the leaders here now. As Michel's going to stick his way back a little bit because he sees the net code issue that we're seeing from Jasper Ziegenfuss in his top three between Swanson, Saucer, and Heckman. Pull away here. Ziegenfuss trying to close in now with 9 laps to go.
This is now a matter of when do you make the move? If I'm Matt Saucer, I'm sitting right here on the back bumper of Matt Swanson until we're down to 1 or 2 laps to go. Let Swanson make the mistake. Let the tires go off just a little bit. We've already seen Swanson have issues when he encounters a worn-out set of Hoosier Racing slicks. That's going to be the biggest thing here. We're down to 8 to go. I don't think we're going to see the big move for a couple of laps yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either, Chris. Until I would say probably about the last 2 laps, you might see Saucer try something here, try and rattle his cage a little bit here, but you got that number 3 on there for Swanson now. Heckman trying to close in. Michel also stepping a little bit back from Ziegenfuss. If you're just joining us here, last couple laps, Jasper Ziegenfuss been having some neck code issues, some lag. He's been flashing a little bit. So Michel's thinking about that here. As it looks like top 5 now underneath the blanket down the back straightaway. Swanson making that car 6 lanes wide, it looks like, Chris.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can to break the draft, but it's not going to be enough here as Heckman slides a little bit wide. That's going to open up the door for Ziegenfuss to get to the inside. Michel's going to be right there as well. Heckman all over the back bumper of Saucer. He's going to bump draft him right off the 2.
You know, do you try and make the tango going here, or you just let it happen? As now, Swanson's going to make that car again 3 lanes wide. Ziegenfuss net coded again. Keep an eye on that. Michel's going to get around Ziegenfuss. Hopefully now, yes, Adam Michel up in the 4th spot. So we're going to have a 4-car battle with a handful of laps to go. 5 laps to go here at the Dover International Speedway.
Heckman does the wise thing, gets off the back bumper of Saucer in turn number 2, but he's got to pull square out of line, which brings all the momentum that they had built up. It's almost one of those where if Saucer went with him, the 2 of them would probably have a pretty good shot at getting around Swanson. Swanson looks hard to the inside. Saucer still there, able to fight back down to 4 to go off of 2.
You know, Chris, one thing you got to think about here is how much is this serpentine their way down through the track, and also the blocking that Swanson's doing, how much is that wearing out his tires? You know, he's on a little bit of older tires now, but also Saucer's on a lot of older tires than what these top leaders are right now. As looks like Michel's looking on the high side of Heckman. 3 laps to go as they come down the back straightaway again.
Ryan Heckman's going to be the first one to see the tire fall off. He stopped on lap number 103, but at this point, it's white knuckle it and hold it to the finish. 3 laps remaining, make it 2 to go, this time by the start-finish line.
6 out, 2 to go. Wearing for a barn burner finish here at Dover International Speedway. Don't forget, green-white checker also in play here. Now Heckman gets on the back bumper of Saucer. What's going to happen? We see it within about 2 to go. We may see some moves start happening. Heckman goes all the way up to the wall again. Here comes Michel. He's going to go on the bottom. Heckman thinks better of him. White flag is out. 1 lap to go this time as they come off of turn number 4. Chris, bring him home for an exciting finish.
Swanson's got 4 corners left to try to make the big move. It's not going to come off at turn number 2. I don't know that he's going to be close enough to get to him through 3 and 4. Saucer down the back stretch, all over the back bumper of the 3. He's still about half a car length shy. Slides just a little bit up the racetrack. Contact with Heckman. Michel's involved. Checkered flag in the air. Give the win to Matt Swanson. Fantastic finish here to the Monster 150 presented by Snydersville Raceway. Matt Swanson picks up the W. Ryan Heckman comes home junked inside of turns 1 and 2, but he finishes 2nd. Jasper Ziegenfuss claims 3rd. Fantastic run for that car. Adam Bouchel already long gone. And there's Brad Saucer, who finishes in the 5th position.
Oh,
Swanson
man.
doing the donuts, burning them down on the front straightaway.
Oh, what a race, Chris. What a race we had. It took a little bit to get going here, but wow, once we got past lap 100 there, I tell you what, it was on. What a fantastic battle here at the Dover International Speedway. Oh, fans, I hope you enjoyed that tonight. That was a lot of fun here once this race finally got going.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun for sure. I mean, that's all you can ask for is 4 or 5 cars with a shot to win it with 1 to go here. And we certainly got that tonight. Let's show you the run to let's give you the white flag lap here. And we'll keep an eye on Ryan Heckman in the 3rd.
Thought better of it there, going to 1 and 2 on Bouchel, but then Bouchel gives him a little bit of line there. This is where I thought if Saucer was close up, maybe give Swanson a little bit of that bump there, but then Heckman, what a run going into turn 3 as Saucer slides up. Looks like Saucer tried to come back down the track there to take his spot away, but Ryan Heckman gets in there, and Jasper Zigafus, he just pops up for a 3rd place finish.
I was going to say, let's pick up the checkered flag run here from Jasper Zigafus's view. He's straight neck coding out the entire way, beats the whole left side off the car, holding off Adam Bouchel. Ton of left side love in there for the 77, but man, what a great run all the way around here, and that was an absolute blast to call tonight here. Let's get you the results up. You don't want the results from the heat race. You want the results from the feature. Matt Swanson picks up the win by 1.957 seconds over Ryan Heckman. Tim Manieri comes home 3rd to round out the podium. Excuse me, Jasper Zigafus. Adam Bouchel, Brad Saucer, the top 5. Dylan Freibel, the final car to finish on the lead lap. Mike Wombold, a plus 10 lap disadvantage in 7th. Alex Greenswig, Kyle Curley, and Scott Antrim, the top 10. Everybody else, pretty significant DNFs, up to Chris Hockley, who was 122 laps down at the finish. And Brian Kramer will take home the $5 for You're the Hard Luck Award winner, finishing 132 laps in arrears. So with that, let's see if we have anybody we want to talk to here. Let's pick up Ryan Heckman. We do not have our race winner available tonight. At least I don't think so. But Ryan Heckman, that was a heck of a run to 2nd place. Was it ever in your head to lift in 3 and 4 there?
Well, actually, I kind of did let off a little bit, and I don't know if he got the berm or whatever, but I kind of saw him get a little squirrely, and I caught onto him real fast. The whole race, I was catching up to everybody, and on the last lap, I didn't want to do him like that, but I mean, I'm sure they would have done it to me, so.
Yeah,
it's all fairs in, what is it, love and the run to the check.
All fair, right? Love and war.
Yep. That's,
so
yeah.
It was a fantastic run tonight. You know, nice that we got to talk to you a little bit throughout the race as well. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah. I mean, I got to thank Scoop DeVille. I got to thank, Ryan Conrad and all them for always helping me out in the modifieds. My grandparents, if it wasn't for them, I kind of wouldn't have iRacing. But and you guys for announcing and kind of give me something to laugh about whenever you guys announce about me and all that. But yeah, I still didn't think that I was gonna come in here, race 150 laps with the cast on, and go 18th to 2nd.
Yeah, it was a heck of a run. You're the hard charger of the night, gaining 16 positions. A fantastic run. It was an exciting finish, and thanks for putting on the big show.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's also pick up 3rd place finisher Jasper Zigafus. Jasper, you had an adventurous night, to say the least, with some pretty significant connection issues. How difficult is that as a driver to deal with that, kind of I'm here, I'm not, who's around me?
Mine wasn't bad. I could see everyone, honestly. Mine wasn't even going in and out, but on everyone else's it was. We lost power, so we're running on a generator, so whatever internet I got is what I had, so not that bad.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we are going to contend for a $100 win on basically diesel power. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, Jasper, it was a heck of a run tonight. You gained 9 spots. Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank my stepdad, Billy. I got to thank Ryan Heckman and Talon Carter because, I wasn't going to race, and then they just kept pushing me to do it, and then I guess it paid off. I got to thank Ryan Conrad for all the support, and that's about it.
All right, bud. Well, Jasper, congratulations on the podium finish tonight, and we will see you, I guess, next Wednesday.
Thank you.
So there you go, Bert. Let's bring up our promoter, Alex Greenswig, here real quick. Alex, it took a while for that race to really get flowing, but, man, we got a great finish out of it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, you had some, I'm going to call a mix of drivers there, some micro sprint. I mean, you had a NASCAR wheel and modified driver Matthew Swanson in the mix. You had Mike Womble, he's legendary to, the Womble family, George Womble, that used to run back at Dorney Park, Mahoning Valley. So you had a lot of good mix, good racing up in the front. I think, everybody that did stay had fun. I mean, I had fun, even though I was the moving roadblock in the end. But, all about it was just to have some fun, put up a stand-up race, give the guys a little cash, and, have some fun. And, of course, got to thank Dylan and all you guys, the NRN, Andrew, and everybody that helps week in and week out. We're having a good time doing this. And, of course, race season's around the corner. So, catch us on a Friday night soon enough, right at the good old Ville.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be heading up the Snydersville Raceway soon enough for our regular Friday night action. Orville Kart Club as well. Who else do you want to thank here? Yeah. I know your list of sponsors is about a mile long.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to thank, Burris Racing, of course, Vega Tire for what they do for Orville, and Burris Racing for Snydersville, Sunoco Race Fuels, Rich Perone out of Kelly Racing Fuels for doing everything that he does. Carquest Auto Parts. I mean, the list is long, like you said, and we have a ton of people that back us. The NRN as well for doing Snydersville with the videographing, and Bill Elkins, our official track photographer, he's back on again this year. So, I think overall we have a good list of sponsors. I'm excited for this year. We got a new series hitting the track this year. We announced it at our rules meeting about the Unlimited All-Stars. It's the wedge go-karts, as we call them, because they just look radical and have these big motors on them and go out there and run. And the PA Wings, we're looking forward to the John LaRue Memorial, the first annual Keystone Cup race for the Slingshots, and of course Thunder at the Ville and West End, 2 primary events for both of our track. And then at Orville, we're looking forward to the VKA race for the first ever International Go-Kart Day, which is being certified by the VKA, and actually trying to get it an actual day on September the 11th, the first Saturday in September.
There you go. Going to be a big full season of action up here at Snydersville Raceway, the Orville Kart Club. Thank you very much for having us to come out here and get to play the media partner with you guys, and we're looking forward to what's coming up the rest of this season.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Chris.
So there you go, Bert. What do you think? NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour driver Matt Swanson picks up the win over Ryan Heckman, a teenager in a cast, a guy running a diesel generator, Adam Buchel, one of the best there is in iRacing, and, oh, by the way, Brad Saucer was there in the top 3 for the entire night before getting wrecked with 1 to go.
Man, I that was all, like we said, Chris, we've been saying this the entire time. It's when this race got going. It got going at about the lap 100 mark. I'll admit it sucked that it took this long. It just came to drag, but wow, was it worth the wait there, man? I tell you what, that was some fun side-by-side racing. This was a lot better racing than what I thought it was going to be, and I'm excited here for if we get back to Dover here. Some of these guys have a setup here and see what they can come up with here. As I loved it. I think it's great, and I can't wait to see what we come up next year, where we're going to take what we're taking next and where we're going next.
Yeah, the next train wreck coming up is actually next Wednesday night. It's the TNT Special Event Series Skippy Cross, Skip Arbor Formula Cars at Hell Rallycross in Norway. That one is going to be as dumpster fire of a race can possibly be, and we cannot wait. There has been a ton of testing going on, setup sharing. I don't know why, but the prep that goes into these races is pretty insane. And the payouts are really good. I mean, you're talking a points championship that's going to pay something like $500 to win. And we've got a very tight points battle in that series heading into this month's race up in Hell. So it's going to be fun. But, Bert, we got a show to do tomorrow here, bud. Who do we got coming up?
Yeah, speaking of train wrecks, the High Side Hustle's on tomorrow night, folks. Don't forget to join myself and Adam Rubright. Tomorrow night, we have Mike Hefner, car owner of the winning Tim Schaefer, number 72, Hefner Racing entry down to Lincoln Speedway this past Saturday night. We'll talk to him a little about his win. We'll talk to him a little about Selinsgrove Speedway and Lincoln Speedway, since he's a partner in both those tracks. Should be a lot of fun. Both big seasons coming up here. Nicole Flood will be helping us celebrate International Women's Day, which we'll celebrate on Tuesday. But we'll have Nicole on. We'll talk a little about her upbringing into racing, how she got into flagging, and also maybe a little bit about USAC East Coast, and she is one of their head officials up there. She's part of the Giggles and Wiggles tour that goes around up on the flag stand. And then our final guest, I am looking forward to this one the most probably out of all of our interviews. Kenny Bruce will be joining us, a fantastic writer for DirtTrackDigest.com. Help us preview the 2021 Northeast Modified season here as they get ready to kick off this weekend down at the Georgetown Speedway with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco Race Fuels for the Melvin Joseph Memorial coming up here this Friday and Saturday night down at the Georgetown Speedway.
That was a mouthful. I don't know how you two are going to pull that off in an hour tomorrow night, but
we're not pulling off in an hour, Chris. We're not.
Yeah. So also don't want to forget to remind everybody about the Four Wide Salute podcast. This week's episode with Timmy Buckwalter was absolutely fantastic. Make sure you give that one a listen on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Also, the Slide Up podcast with Joey Amantia. We'll be recording a new episode of that on Monday, so that will drop early next week. For Bert Wojcik and everybody here at the National Racing Network, we want to first remind you, coming up July 3rd, the Do Weather Cares Charity Softball Classic. Look up Do Weather Center on Facebook, and you can get all the information on that one. It is a train wreck of a mess right up our alley and raising a ton of money for charity. We will be including a live link during the broadcast of the softball tournament, donating money to the Riley Children's Lehigh Valley Hospital. So that one's going to be pretty fantastic as well. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This one's been a blast. We can't wait to see you tomorrow night for the High Side Hustle. For Bert Wojcik and everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Have a great night, everybody.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. Do Weather Center presents the first annual Do Weather Cares Charity Softball Classic, presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, Do Weather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at Do Weather Center. Do Weather Center, offensively accurate.